Ah! What the fuck is good? J-Led. Let's do roll call real quick. Roll call, roll call, roll call. Tulip, what's good? DNAP, what's good? Luke, Pipe Bomb, Kalshi. Whoa. Pipe AMA, Cole, Jack, Tulip King. Yeah. All right, get in here, get in here, get in here. Happy April Fools, guys. Take it away, buddy. You look good, bro. Ah, man, my goat, my goat, my goat. Oh, that was awesome. I'm so happy. That was not easy to get. Hey, I needed him to know the job is hard, man. That's what I needed. I needed him to know my job is hard, man. That's really what had to happen today. I needed him to know I have a hard job, man. What's good? What's good? What? I didn't even get the intro or anything, man.
Clean and pure meditation with
What the fuck is good? Ah, baby. What's good, man? How are you? Welcome back to the stream. It's April Fool's. I just want to be completely honest. I'll tell you, April Fool's is the worst fucking day of the year. I don't know what happened, when it happened, how it happened, why it happened, at what point this thing played out. April Fool's is the worst day of the year, bro. When did April Fool's become a millennial slop garbage day to make just like fraudulent announcements? You know, there's this transition that happened where, by the way, Malcolm, if you're watching, I love you. You're such a special soul. That kid saved my life, just for the record. I just hope everybody knows that. That kid saved my life. He's the absolute GOAT. Saved my life. I wouldn't be here without him. I love that kid to death. Shout out to Mac D Guts. That kid is Counterparty, by the way. Like, I do the stream and whatnot, and they throw my face on the screen, but that kid is literally the company. He's like you know, Rasmer calls me the industry. That kid is the industry. I'm telling you. So shout out to Malcolm D Guts. I had to fucking, if you knew what I had to do to get him on. I do the easy part, but that kid, that kid does the hard part. All right, that's enough. He gets too much glaze. At some point along this line, along the lines, April Fools became a millennial slop garbage. It's like, you remember when pranks transitioned from like a heartless little tap someone on the shoulder and I look the other way to like pouring battery acid on your boy when he's sleeping and like posting it on IG Reels? Well, the same thing happened with April Fools. Okay, April Fools used to be like, haha, we're closed today. And then now April Fools is like, hey, we're committing securities fraud and our company got acquired. Pump our token 50% and then we're going to stack it on your face. I don't know when or why or how it happened, but it did. So we have a couple call outs to make today. But damn, today took a weird turn. I'm not going to lie. Today took a weird turn. It was really green in stocks. I think we're up 1.5% on SPY. And then I'm still up percent. But things, what is that noise? Turn this down. Things took a weird turn. Things took a fucking weird turn. Drift just got exploited for $300 million. Who, by the way, who's the guy in the chat that called this out? I mean, what is his name? What is his name? What is his name? Who's the guy in the fucking chat that called this out? Yeah, is it Elias? How do I, Elias? Where are you? It was so goated. Who is that? Where are you? Is he like a frequent chatter in here? Or no? That was insane. Dude, I'm sitting on my, like I'm outside. And it's like, bro, it's 80 degrees in New York City. And he goes, Drift got exploited for 220 mil. And I go, damn, 220 mil, that's crazy. And he goes, yo, 220 mil, lock the fuck in. And I replied, and I'm like, what? What do you want me to do? What am I going to do? He's like, lock in. I'm like, what am I supposed to do for Drift being hacked for 220 mil? What am I supposed to do? And he goes, hey, retard. The guy stole 4% of the Farcoin supply, and he's selling it right now, short Farcoin. And so I forward the message in the chat, and then I don't want to call him out, but Polka replies and goes, "Should we long?" I said, "No, dumbass. We should short." And I just ripped open a fart coin short. And yeah, I was like an hour late to this, by the way. This thing got hacked an hour ago. He goes, "Hey, dumbass, short fart coin." And so I rip a fart coin short, and it was the fastest 40% gain I've ever made in my life. 10% leverage is so dangerous, but it's kind of the dark arts. I felt bad, so I'm texting in the company chat, and I go, "Should I even post this in the pit? This is like the dark arts." And DNAP goes, "Hey, threadguy, there's no fucking emotions in P&L." I said, "Ooh, oh, oh." What did he say verbatim? He said, he goes, what did he say? He goes, no, he goes, "It's the market. There's no sportsmanship, just P&L." I said, "Ugh." Forwarded that message straight into the pit. I said, "Ugh. No sportsmanship, just P&L." So I'm not gonna lie, Eli, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. You don't even watch the streams. Just ripped a fucking unreal trade. I mean, it's like the only profitable crypto trade you could have made in the last fucking two weeks. Also, yeah, Rasmer was in the counterparty chat for a minute, by the way. He was in there when we were interviewing when we interviewed Alon. He was in there helping me with questions. It's a fucking, we forgot to remove him like for a week, and so he was in our company chat for like a week. Forgot to kick him. It's electric in there. But dude, it was a cold trade. Serious note, I don't want to just like talk about making money, because I think 250 mil got pulled out of crypto probably forever. Drift got exploited. Now look, on a serious note, I don't know who's using Drift in the big 2-6, but if you lost money, or if you are down money because tokens got exploited and sold like Fartcoin, I am genuinely like sorry to hear that. It's fucking brutal. Exploited. I'm putting on the tinfoil hat. We'll get into the conspiracies a little bit. Can't get Luke and Elliot to message me back on my message, but I know Malcolm really on di in that chat, getting everyone to message 24/7. Yeah, I can't see these emotes, by the way. But yeah, man, we'll talk about it in a little bit, because there was this other there's been 3 mega church trades in the last day you could have taken. Number 1 was Zcash, after it was mentioned 40 times in the quantum paper by Google. Number 2 is Snap. Oh, I forgot to tweet the Twitter. Fuck. Oh, let me tweet the Twitter. This Malcolm thing got me all fucking fucked up. Hold on, sorry. I'm live. How did he do, by the way? I think the kid has a career in fucking media. My live stocks are up. How did he do? Crushed it? Yeah, that kid is he's got a career in media for sure. Maybe not now, but eventually. He's got a career in media. What was I? Let me spit this out, by the way. I need to focus. I don't even have like a fucking thing to spit this out. Oh, so there was Zcash Quantum. There was Snap, which, by the way, is one of my favorite trades I've ever seen. I'm so, I was there's this book. Is it Nasib Taleb? I think is his name. Sorry, I know he's famous. I apologize if I fucked it up. But yeah, Nassim Taleb, and he has this book called Fooled by Randomness, and the whole thesis is that like Hasib, the whole thesis Hasib. The whole thesis is that like basically you just got lucky trading. His whole his whole thesis is that you got lucky trading. And so we were having this conversation on stand up this morning. I'm like, how can you consistently make money in the market by not getting lucky? And it's like, well, I don't know. You fucking will your bags to go up. activist investing. And so this venture fund did this fucking sickest snap trade of all time. They're an activist investing fund is their whole bit. It's like, I'm obsessed. I'm genuinely obsessed. And so we're going to learn about them in a little bit. There's a lot to talk about. We have war updates. Iran addressed the state of you addressed the people of the U.S. this morning. Drift got exploited. There's a lot of commentary. Trump is addressing the nation tonight. Activist investing on Snap. Oracle laid off 30,000 people. Bro, I went to a 5A high school, which is one of the biggest in the state of Virginia, and there was like 1,500 kids. All grades. Insane. 30,000 layoffs from Oracle, and it's green. Hyperliquid mobile app coming out. I mean, there's like scientists are getting like assassinated all over the country. SpaceX IPO, Warren Buffett podcast. There's like a lot to talk about today and a lot to cover. So we'll start with, I'm gonna start with some intro stuff. Let's go slow today. But all right, real quick, roll call. What's good? Who's here? Mac, Rust, Hippo, Tom Brady, Rust, Yonin, Apewood, Wavy, Venture Coinist, Booty Watcher, welcome back. Live the Life, Viblet, Jackson, Ray on the 95-day streak, my boy, Caleb, what's good? Sparky, Zaru, Bloom, Stinks, what's good, what's good, what's good? Market, what's good? Any first-time chatters? Houdini, what's good, what's good, what's good, what's good, what's good? Chunky Nuts, what's good? Darth, Rasmer, what's good? Poca, what's good? Cyrus, what's good? Sax, what the fuck is good? Okay, I want to tell you a story real quick. Does anybody here pray to the market gods when you trade? Do you pray to them? Does anyone here pray to the market gods? Not like God, but the market gods specifically. Not God, but like the market gods. Okay, there's this thing I learned. Okay, I used to be like a relatively competitive basketball player, right? And I had this coach who we don't like. And he was kind of like a complete slob, with all due respect. We won't go too deep. But he's like not a good person. But he was like a high level, like college coach once upon a time. And college coaches specifically, this culture in college coaches, okay, is they're kind of like really bad people, I think. But they're super superstitious about the basketball gods, okay? And they would always do this thing where they would talk about the basketball gods. And if you play the right way, the shot will just go in. Like if you dive on the floor and an offensive rebound and kick it back out for three, it's always going in. Watch. The offensive rebound three is always going in, okay? Every single time. If you play the wrong way but you're winning games, the basketball gods will always come back to haunt you, okay? And you have to worship the basketball god. You have to treat them with respect. You have to treat the game with respect, and the basketball gods will reward you, okay? So Dan Hurley, who's the coach of UConn, who plays in the Final Four on Saturday, who you should really watch. He's like a person you should just follow whether or not you care about. Like Bam Adebayo will never win a ring because he disrespected the game of basketball. He will never win a ring. He disrespected the game of basketball. He spit in the face of the basketball gods, and he will never win a ring for his entire life. Dan Hurley, the coach of UConn, is the GOAT. Okay, and so he comes from a basketball royalty family. Okay, his dad, I think his dad is like the greatest high school basketball coach of all time. His brother was a fucking superstar at Duke, big time coach. His other brother is a big time coach, and then he's the best coach of all of them. And when he first got the job at UConn, they lose in the first round to Villanova, and he goes on the presser and he says verbatim, "Y'all better get your fucking wins in right now because there's not going to be too many of those to go around. Once we get going, there's not going to be too many more wins to go around. So get them in now, cherish them now, enjoy them in now because you're not going to be getting too many more wins." Okay? And so since then, he's gone on 3 out of 4 Final Fours. They won back-to-back national championships. He's basically going to be like the best coach of all time, like 4 years into UConn, right? And 60 Minutes did this interview of Dan Hurley, okay? And he's a sociopath. He cusses every other word. He screams at the refs. He chews out his players. He kicks balls. His wife tells stories. Like he doesn't know how to take out the trash. He's never cleaned the house. He's like a complete disaster, but he's an unbelievable basketball coach. And this is just how college coaching culture works from what I understand, is they can't do anything. They're completely like useless human beings, but goddamn, they can coach basketball. And 60 Minutes did a bit on Dan Hurley. And what they did is they're like filming him, like privately filming him. And before opening night at UConn, Dan Hurley offers what do you call it? To like offers like a to the gods. He offers like a gift to the basketball gods. An offering. Okay? And so before every home game, Dan Hurley takes a sage, sages the entire court, all 94 feet, specifically on the free throw line, the corner threes, and the other free throw line. He takes holy water and he sprays the nets before every single game with holy water. And then he takes garlic cloves and he plants them under the bleachers as an offering to the basketball gods to reward them for playing the right way come game day. Okay? Look at this shit. Look at this really quick.
Next in Hurley's ritual, spritzes of
He's
holy
spraying. Look
water.
at the guy. Fucking sociopath. Doesn't know how to take out the trash. Can't do anything serious, but he's spraying the nets with holy water.
Finally,
Look at this. He's
out come
garlic
bags
cloves
of garlic
for
bulbs.
game one.
He's not playing for the camera here, folks.
And he's putting them
That's
under the
man of
bleachers
moment in college hoops,
as an
on
offering,
hands
as a
and knees,
tribute to the basketball
appeasing
gods.
The basketball gods by
This is a
placing
coach making
offerings
fucking-
under the home bleachers.
I would never play for a coach like this, and that's why you would never go to the league. That's why you will never be great. That's why you'll never take the shit seriously as somebody else. That's why you will never make it to the next level. Okay? If you're not putting garlic cloves under the bleachers, you just don't want it that bad. Simple as that. Bar none. Nothing else in between. Okay? And he's a fucking freak, sociopath, absolute lunatic nut job. And my only takeaway from this is that was a crazy stray, by the way. I'm so sorry. I don't know what got into me. Slinks, you're my guy. My only takeaway from this is that we have got to figure out some sort of ritual where we pray to the market gods. Whether it's like every time we enter a position, we go short like $1 of ETH on leverage just to like say we stand with you wanting this thing to go down. Maybe we like buy a bond, $1 of a bond every day. I don't entirely know what it is, but we have got. Does anyone have any suggestions? Because I think we need to come up with some ritual to pray to the market gods every time we open a position. I really believe that we need to do this. I'm not sure if we could do what is our equivalent to garlic cloves and holy water on the nets? I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's going to be short ETH. Every time you open a position, you have to short $1 of ETH on a perps platform is probably what you should do. Or maybe buy $1 of Bitcoin, something like this. But we need some offering, a peace offering. Like, you know what it probably is? Is every time we enter a trade, we should short $1 of XPL and say, I know you want this thing to go to zero. I support you in the mission. I'm with you. You help me, I will help you. And we've been entering a lot of trades recently. I think that's what we're going to do, actually. Every time we open a trade, whether it's stocks, whether it's oil, whether it's crypto, whether it's anything in between, if you really are superstitious and care about the trade executing well, you should go as high leverage as you possibly can. $1 of margin, XPL short, every trade. Open, close, everything. It just tell the gods that you understand, that you are humbled under them, that the market is an all-seeing, all-powerful being that you cannot control and you are at the mercy of, and you respect its mission to send this thing to zero. And we will be like Dan Hurley. When they play on Saturday, you should watch because this guy is a fucking lunatic, and I'm obsessed. Dan Hurley, basketball royalty. It's like being named LeBron James Jr. and living up to it is what Dan Hurley is. And that's what all of you should strive to be. It's like if you exist in the pit, if you exist in our community, our trading community, you have very big shoes to fill. Okay? It's like if you come up in the pit, you have big time shoes to fill, and it's on you to fill them. It's on you to fill them. If you come up in the pit, because the pit fucking hit today. Insane trade. I mean, it was one of my, I'd said like a dark arts trade, but there is no sportsmanship in P&L. It's raw fucking P&L. So Market just closed. Let's do a quick coverage of that. And then I want to talk about the craziest intro. Actually, should we talk about Scented before or after? I have noties off FML, brother. It's like, I know I post in there a lot, but like what I have to say is important. How dare you have noties off? All right, let's talk about Scented before. Oh wait, you want the market before? Okay, fine. We'll do the market before. All right, fine. We'll do the market before. Let's do the market and then we'll come back. Oh, you want Scented before? Okay, I want Scented too. All right.
Yeah.
Let me do a quick topic here. And I want to say that one of the reasons I'm so infatuated with who we are becoming as a community and like who we are as people and the way that we think about the market is that I think it's very unique and it's, I don't know if it's contrarian, but it's just different. It's just different. And I feel every day we get validated deeper that you can just click on attention and win. Now, that's not the only thing that we should do. Obviously, fundamentals still matter. Long-term plays still matter. But it's been pretty cool to be vindicated on this trading style every single day. And one of the reasons I like crypto people specifically is because as the entire world just converges amongst this terminally online, nothing is real, headlines drive everything, everyone's manipulating everything. These alternative styles, I'm giving this a lot of credit right now, but these alternative styles like seep through. It's a new era, okay? And I don't think anyone's perpetrated that better than crypto in inventing a new era and being early to these things. But deep within the depths of crypto, whenever there is edge in the market, it gets exploited. And you see things that you could never imagine you would see. Like if I were to show Warren Buffett the clip that I am about to show this stream, I am not sure he would even have the words to reply at what he just saw. I mean, it would be it. If I were to show Jesse Livermore what I'm about to show you guys in the stream, he would be like, I was born 100 years too early. That's what he would say. If I were to show Jesse Livermore the clip of Scented making 100 soul in 15 seconds on a 50K topper, Jesse Livermore would get down on his knees and pray he was born 100 years later so he could participate in this market. Okay? It's genuinely just one of the craziest videos I've ever watched in my entire life. Okay? And I'm going to start with the quote and then I'll play the clip. And I'm not, look, I know this is a controversial figure and everybody here understands where I'm coming from. And this thing's going to get clipped out of context and you are going to call me retarded. I'm going to get run through, okay? Because it's bad. It's objectively bad. It's objectively bad. What I'm about to show you. It's objectively bad. But before I show it, I just implore you to think and ask yourself, is it his fault or is it the market's fault? Okay? Because say what you want to say, and Frank's in here too, so I'm about to get absolutely clowned, but this shit fired me the fuck up. I don't know what else to tell you. It fired me up. It fired me up. It made me feel like, bro, we're just in a new era. And the fact that this exists means it implies a better version of this can exist. It's like the idea of the Strait of Hormuz implies the Gay of Hormuz exists, okay? And so the idea that this exists with Scented and it can look like this also implies that a better version of this can exist, okay? The Strait of Hormuz implies the Gay of Hormuz. And here's the clip. It's unreal. I'm going to start with the quote tweet. I'm going to start by saying, pretty wild to see how these Fortnite pros even have a mechanical edge over you. I've never flick shotted to buy a coin before. You need to hit aim training and set your keybinds these days if you want to have edge. And so before I play this clip, I'm just going to say that these people on Twitter are the same ones that call me retarded because I don't want to trade meme coins. They're the same ones that say that I'm washed because I tell you guys that this is not a game that we can really realistically win right now. It is what it is. If you haven't seen this clip and you are not a fan of on-chain and you have historically been disgusted with what happens on-chain, or if you don't know what happens on-chain and you don't want to know, close your eyes because it's just unreal. I mean, it's like Apewood, I wouldn't watch. You could maybe listen to the audio. I'm not sure what exactly it sounds like, because to me it sounds like 10 bands straight to the bank account, but it is I mean, it's pretty unreal. Okay, here's a clip. It's pretty unreal. I don't know if there's volume. I haven't actually listened to the volume, but it's gross. Are you sure you want to watch it? It's almost like it's like, again, it's like, it's one of those things that if you didn't know it existed, your life is probably better off. I've talked about this before, but it's like, imagine you have a really close friend of yours that's a girl, and she has a boyfriend who they've been dating for 2 years, and you really like the boyfriend, and you're at some random bar, and you see the boyfriend out with another girl, and you're just like, fuck, man. And the boyfriend has the party house, and so you go to that house, and you party all the time, and it's like such a good setup every Friday whenever you need to rip. You go rip there, but now it's like, do you tell her? It's like such a brute. You wish you didn't, like, you could have lived your life without seeing him cheat, is basically what I'm saying. All right, let's play the clip. Okay, there's one more take. No, it's like, no, I'm just kidding. All right, here's a clip. All right, ready?
Right after I ordered
Whoa. Is this real? That is real. Yeah.
What?
That's a Solana tweet, by the way.
No, the job's not finished.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't film. Fees to him bonded.
Guys,
I'm in it.
I'm up so fat.
I'm just late as fuck.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm first TX with 6 soul. 3K fill. I just made
100.
I'm the fucking GOAT! Let's go!
Film me.
Right after I ordered.
Whoa. Is this real?
Six soul at 3K, 13%. Apewood says money is karmic in this life or the next. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even really sure what I just watched. He bought 13% of this coin. He PvP'd the other one that had fees before the fee thing popped up from the Docs wallet that's being copy traded, and then just like destroy. Here's what happened. Brain moves different. Buy the cashback one, insta sell, DD, up quick buy, first TX new one, quick 100 for Solana. 300,000 views. First comment, it's immoral to let a sucker keep his money. And so, dude, I haven't traded on chain in a while. Like, I haven't traded meme coins in a while. I popped into my Trench chat today and was my Trench chat. I popped into my Trench chat today just to like make fun of Spoono for Memescope Monday. And I couldn't really believe my eyes at how, I mean this very respectfully. I couldn't, I really do mean it very respectfully. There's very talented people in there. I couldn't believe how much of a wasteland it was, really. And it is like bad right now. On chain is bad. It has gotten bad. It is really, really, really just genuinely, honestly gotten bad. But I'm just going to say, I'm not a glazer of this. I would never trade like this. I don't trade from Doc's wallets. I think that the trenching on stream is bad. I think I'm just gonna say whatever you want back to me. What I just watched was kind of electric. Just the fact that you could do it is wild. I'm not participating. I'm not playing. I think it's bankrupt. Yada 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 yada. It was electric. I'm sorry. I thought it was kind of electric. It's a fun watch. It was a sick clip. I wouldn't do it. I'm not participating. I'm not platforming. I guess I technically am platforming it, but argue with the wall. It's pretty electric. And so it brings me to this topic of let's talk crypto for a minute. Because there's something specific on this that I wanna cover. Very, very specific topic that we'll just rant about for a little bit. Let's talk about crypto first. We'll do war after. Is Drift. Okay. Drift got hacked for, is that you? Elias? Is that you? How do I say your name? How do I say your name? How do I say your name? Elias XPT. How do I say your name? Elias. Dude, hey, W Elias. W fucking Elias. Dude, that was one of the sickest trades I've ever seen. Honestly. That was one of the sickest trades I've ever seen from this fucking kid. That was good. How did you do? How did you do on the trade? You don't have to say P&L, I guess, if you don't want, but what about percentage? That was one of the sickest trades I've seen, honestly. That was elite. Give me like a percent. Give me a percent. Give me a percent. Can't say I work at a fund. Wow. Elite. I would love to LP your fund because that was fucking electric. The trade was, I'll repeat it one more time. The trade was, this kid types in the Telegram and says, I'm outside, and he goes, threadguy, Drift is hacked, lock in. And I said, damn, it's hacked for 220 mil. He replies and says, bro, lock in. It's hacked for 220 mil. And then I made a joke, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Haha. And he said, short Farcoin, you fucking retard. And then I shorted Farcoin. Plus 50% binker in like 1 second. But he had a way better entry than me because he was actually locked in on it and focused. Crazy trade in the pit, by the way. If you're not in the pit with noties on, you just don't care. But honestly, again, I'm gonna reiterate because we're talking about the I don't want to like glorify a hack. $300 million was stolen today from Drift, which is an unreal amount of money. And so if you, let me just ask, did anyone here get hit in this? I don't know who's trading on Drift, but people are. Did anybody here get hit on the Drift? I'm genuinely sorry for you if you did. And this is, bad time to reiterate this, I guess, but better later than never is like, if you have money in any DeFi protocol that isn't fucking, I don't know, Hyperliquid, Aave, like the best of the best, you are, this is the time in the cycle where everything just gets got. Like it just is. This is just like what, never heard of Drift. Drift is like a Solana Hyperliquid, but it is the worst. It's just like, it was never good. Remember DNAP. Remember we did a stream where we tried every perps platform when I was determined to learn how to trade perps? Crazy how far we've come since that. But we tried Drift, Lighter, Hyperliquid, Avantis, and what was the base one? Was it Avantis? What was the base one? There's one more. Maybe that's it. Aster. That's it. On BNB. And the worst one, thanks for the gifted, brother. The worst one was Drift. Seriously. No clips. Don't clip his trade. You need to go to church. Okay, I thought about this. Houdini swap. By the way, you made money longing oil. Like it's like a not. This is my take on this. You made money longing oil. This is my take on the way you draw the line is like if you snipe somebody's hacked NFT, I would give it back at cost. I'd let you like buy it back at cost. For sure. But I like the DNAP take, which is like there's not really sportsmanship at P&L. And so I don't think it's good to glorify it and gloat it, which I'm not doing. It's not good to glorify and gloat these types of trades. But I do think the line just gets, I don't know. There is stuff you shouldn't trade, like dead people coins. Like I don't know. There is like a line. It's your own personal line, but it's hard to just like think about that. I don't know. It's like a weird conversation, honestly. I'm down to talk about it. But it's just I don't know. It's a weird line. You sort of like make your own personal line and go from there. But the real line is doing illegal shit, hacking people. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Yeah, it's like, is it bad to short Chipotle when they have fucking E. coli? And like, if you got food poisoning at Chipotle and then you go short, is it weird? Is it bad to do that? Like, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. What's the line on this? What the moral line in trading is like? I mean, objectively, any moment you go short, you are rooting against capitalism and against the success of America as a default. So, I don't know. I think if it's not illegal, it's fine. If it's not illegal, it's fine. And that's sort of where I stand on it. And then whatever personal. The question is, are you profiting from victims? I mean, bro, PvP is just, or trading is just PvP by nature, right? If you make money, somebody else is losing money. I love when people like say crypto is PvP and other markets aren't. It's like, I mean, I guess there's like a passive bid always coming in, but like eventually people sell, right? If you make money on a fucking long, somebody that was short lost money, basically. So trading is just PvP by nature. I'm pretty pro. There is no sportsmanship in this game. There just can't be. The least amount of I think the least amount of feelings you can attach to the market, the better. Also, look, this is kind of a dark comment. What do you think about this comment? In reply to Scented, he goes, "It's immoral to let a sucker keep his money." It's pretty dark, but I don't know. Thoughts on that? WRL take. A crazy take, huh? It's immoral to let a sucker keep his money. But okay, what I was gonna say before we get to the market, we're gonna get to the market very soon. Let's get off this topic. Drift got exploited, $270 million. It's a fucking lot. I mean, that is an unreal amount of money. I would like to say this is the type of thing you see at the bottom, but it can always get worse. Let's just be honest. I stand on everything that I've said about meme coins, specifically Solana meme coins, and I'm happy that we are finding other ways to make money in the market, even if it's on things getting worse. Because what's going to happen is going to happen. You're not going to impact the market either direction. You might as well just play. And so I don't know exactly what happened to cause this exploit, but he walked away with $4 million in Farcoin, 3 in Syrup, Jito Sol, WETH, DSOL, CBBTC, amongst a bunch of things. And Mur was really early to this. Like, if I was paying attention, okay, there was an admin key leak, which is just unreal. If I was paying attention to this, Terminally Online wins again, right? It's like if you didn't take a single trade in the last month, you could have banked that this was happening. You could have, with very little skills on SoulScan, figured out that this kid had $4 million in Farcoin and was selling. You could watch it. We watched it. I'm like a retard on chain. I mean, I'm not a retard on chain, but I'm not the best on chain. Figured it out really quickly, and you could shorted Farcoin. That could have been your only trade for the last couple months, and you could have done really well, which is interesting. And so, yeah, this happened. It's brutal. If you have money in DeFi protocols, like, take it the fuck out. I don't know. But the one thing I wanted to call out is, yeah, Kyle Somebody does have a Hall of Fame tweet, actually. How old was that? You talking about the speed one? Yeah, jeez. Other half is perps onwards. Talking about drift. Crazy. Does it mean DeFi will die? No, but, you know, centralized finance looks pretty good here. He tweeted it while it was hacked. Certainly he didn't realize, right? The Doc Rivers thing is crazy. But it brings me to one thing I want to just like reflect on really quick before we move on to also, my God, if you needed a better signal. This is not a shot at Cindy, but I mean, you know, there's people out there that actively seek Forbes 30 under 30. It's crazy. It's just like a death signal every time. I mean, every time. It's like the cleanest signal of, because you know they're not just handing this out, right? They're not just handing Forbes out. You pay for this. And so the type of person that would pay for Forbes 30 under 30 is just like, whatever. The one thing I want to say, though, is this tweet made me really sad. This tweet made me genuinely sad. I don't know what else to say. Is you pay for this what? Brother. How do I tell you this? Yeah, you pay for this. Forbes 30 under 30 is like a pay. Yeah, fuck. You didn't know this? It's like a paid group, except you don't get the group part and you just get like put on a government list. Wow. Yeah, sorry to be the one to tell you this, actually. Now, look, if I got offered Forbes 30 under 30, I'm just going to keep it a fucking full stack. I'm taking it and I'm posting it. IG story, bio. I mean, I'm absolute. If I had I'm going to just tell y'all right now, if I ever get offered Forbes 30 under 30, I'm taking it. And if I ever got offered a paid slot into Forbes 30 under 30 for sub 5K, I'm taking it. I just throw it out there right now. Honestly, 5K and under, I would do it. 100% would do it. And if you see me on Forbes 30 under 30, I don't really want to hear shit. It's like, I told you all first. You know I paid for it. You know why I paid for it. Okay, it's gonna help me with my SMV. And you pay for Hinge Premium. I pay for Forbes 30 under 30. We're no different. It's like you've been on 10 dates. You paid for dinner every time. You're in the whole like 2 bands on that. Okay, it's no different than me getting Forbes 30 under 30, so I can up my SMV, get quicker to the source. One date with who I want, spend $200. I'm in the whole 5,200. You're in the whole 3,000, and I have Forbes 30 under 30. Like we are the same. I promise you, we're the same. So if you ever see me on Forbes 30 under 30, at least I fucking told you all I paid for it. It wasn't that expensive, and I actually saved money versus what you paid. So just that is what it is, and we'll reference this clip when it actually happens. But on a serious note, a topic came out that I'm fucking sad about. It made me fucking sad. Okay, and Rodeo tweeted, I don't know if it's Rodeo or Rodeo. I use Rodeo. The on-chain analyst becoming, fuck, that made me sad. Damn, 7 more years for to make 30 under 30. 6, man. Maybe 5. I'm like fucking 24 and a half. That's dark. 24 and a half. I don't even have 6. I have like 5 years and 9 months. I'm fucking unk, bro. God damn. That's crazy. Malcolm's got like a month. Threadguy, you have a girl? No, but I'm a free agent right now, and I'm looking for a super max. I'm looking for a Luka Doncic contract. Okay. I'm a free agent, and I am on the move for a 3-year 165. I'm looking for 165. And so if you got that, I'm interested. If not, I'm not interested. I'm a restricted free agent, by the way. So my current front office can match any deal that comes my way, and I'm not obligated to sign, but I will look at your term sheet. Okay, look, let's get through this because I want to talk about the market. It's been closed for 26 minutes. I've been live for 46, and I haven't said Pete Hegseth's name once, except the conscious decision I just made to say it, and that is a fucking growth hack. Yeah, 25 feels different. Not gonna lie, I'm depressed and shit. You should be, because that's GG. All right, this made me really sad. The on-chain analyst becoming an endangered species kind of sucks. They probably should have become AI researchers. I am just gonna go out on a limb, and I want to talk about this for a couple minutes, and I'm gonna move on. That I think some of the smartest, most talented people that have ever come through crypto are the on-chain analyst, the on-chain sleuth. I would argue a Zach XBT type figure, MLM type figure. These on-chain guys are probably the coolest subset niche of any in finance analysts. Like, they're so much cooler than these earnings report guys, whatever. Adam Tech. It's the coolest niche of all time. And in order to do this, I don't think people understand how much skill it takes to be good at on-chain. Because the people that made money from on-chain are the most active skilled. It's very activist. Like you are finding stuff in the market on chain that nobody else can find and identify. And it's a damn shame that this is a dying breed rather than a growing one. It's a damn shame, in my opinion, because to me, I have always believed that this cohort of people is just some of the most talented ever. It just is so talented. I've watched LTR is one of my favorite. And I remember when meme coins were dying in spring of 25, and I was really looking for edge. I wasn't posting. I was just like looking for edge and making it on chain. And we really took it upon ourselves. I took it upon myself to get good at on chain, like figure out how to read souls. Cause it's crazy. It's like, man, I've been in crypto for 5 years. I don't know how to read on chain. Like, let me ask you, if I sent you the address of the exploiter from Drift, would you be able to go through SoulScan and see what he's doing, how much money he has, how much he sold? Like who, yes or no, don't lie, because I wouldn't have been able to do this other than a year ago. I genuinely wouldn't have been able to do it. I was in crypto for 5 years and I did not know how to read Etherscan. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll say that shit with my chest. I didn't know how to read Etherscan. I didn't know how to read SoulScan. And so I really locked in spring, summer of learning how to track and monitor the order books. Who's bidding? Where are they funded from? Where are fresh wallets? What else have they bought? How profitable are they? When are they making money? When are they not? What else are they buying? What wallets are clustered? Who has the bundle? Like really going deep on that. And it's one of the most fascinating niche. Like, you know, oftentimes I think about the world outside of our little niche and how little they know. If you really did a documentary type of deep dive on like a Zach XBT tracking an exploit and undercovering how he got to the bottom of it, it would be people would be mesmerized that you can do what he's able to do. It would, and then it's one thing to find the data, but then to display it like a data scientist. Is that what they do? Data scientists? To display it and to chart it and to graph it and to evolve it into English language is so unreal of a skill. These people could work anywhere. They could work anywhere. Zach XBT could work anywhere at any company. I don't even know if he's a dev. They could work anywhere. If you are able to do this and uncover what's happening on an exploit live, spot it, track it, update it live, post it to Twitter. If you were able to do that, which is a skill you could learn, anybody could do, you could get any job anywhere, any company. I would hire you. I would hire you. You could get any, we are Tulip King. You could get any job anywhere at any company. It's a shame you used to be able to trade off of it and you can't anymore, but it is what it is. Anyways, that's Drift. That's Scented. That's Dan Hurley. That's my intro. We're 51 minutes and 30 seconds in, and we can now talk about what everybody wants to talk about, which is Pete Hegseth. Okay, real quick. Getting sharp at on-chain sleuthing going to be one of my April skills. This is like a life skill that you should know how to do. It just is. It's a life skill you should know how to do because it just allows you to feel in control of what you're doing. It's like it's a thing you should know how to do. Even at a super high level. A super high level, you should know how to do it because it is fundamental to why crypto matters, right? It's like, why is crypto... What makes crypto different and cool is that you have a public immutable ledger that everything is tracked on forever. And you could see everything that's ever happened. It's like you could see basically every you can look at every profitable on-chain trade that's ever happened ever in the history of the world of crypto. You could see every on-chain, who everyone is, what they've done, how they did it. Every profitable trade ever that happened on-chain. Like think about that forever. That is unreal. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It's a cool thing. And it's the reality. You can see every profitable trade that's ever happened. This is why crypto rocks. And I hate that it feels like we are in, I don't know. And I don't know about end times with crypto, but yo, threadguy, help me pay my tuition fee. It's 3 SOL. I'm in college. I lost at trading meme coins. Bro, 3 SOL is $240. That's 1 day of a minimum wage job. You gotta just go to work, twin. Honestly, you gotta just go to work. Like, that's 1 day of work. You gotta just go to work, dude. I mean, you could do that at McDonald's today. Like, during the stream, you could do that. You gotta just go to work, bro. You gotta make the ask number aspirational. You know, it's like you can't have an unaspirational ask number. It Soul's $84. It's not like we're not 260 Soul. You could do that today, brother. Today, you could do that today. Get to work and get to packing. Stream in the background to make the fucking job easier. And all right, let's get it. Market close just happened. It was a wild one. It was a wild day in the markets. And I'm clip farming today. I don't know what got into me. But Hexeth. SPY closed today. It was a shockingly green one. Let me ask you this before I go any further. Do you believe the green in stocks right now? Yes or no? Do you believe the green in stocks? Yes or no? Yeah, I don't know what to believe anymore. I genuinely don't. Well, here we are. It does kind of feel mechanical, by the way. It does feel a little bit mechanical. SPY closes at 655 plus 0.7%. I think it was like 1.5% green at one point. Russell up percent. The Dow up half. Q's 1.25. And IGV software ETF, the worst asset ever of all time, is piece of shit, dog shit, trash, garbage asset, down about 0.5%. Crypto sucks. Hyperliquid 36 down 1.5%. Sol sucks. This is the exploit candle. Zcash sold the bottom. Are you live every day? Yes, I am. Nolan Trades, welcome. Where'd you come from? Sold the bottom on my trade. Oh, I told you guys I closed yesterday. I closed because I bought on momentum, and I bought late because I'm gay, and I should have bought right on the quantum thing, but I was late because I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't terminally online. And so I closed. I didn't trade how I wanted to trade. So I didn't get much sizing because it didn't go up. I added things to go up now. And I just closed minus, I don't know, 8% on small size because I didn't get much sizing because it didn't go up. But where'd you come from, son? You're 185 years making it feel like the ugly duckling. No, I'm curious. Like, where the first time chatters come from. Welcome, Nolan. So I closed. It's up a little bit. Whatever. Closed. Zcash looks pretty good though. I'll re-enter if this thing really rips. Like, we break out of this, and yeah, we fucking look good. Maybe I'll re-enter. But yeah, you missed the obvious megachurch trade when Google posted the quantum article where Zcash is mentioned 38 times. I know that because I actually read the article. No, I didn't, but I controlled F Zcash, and it was a sick little, like, I don't know, you could have done like plus 12-ish% in a straight line. It's pretty fun. What do you mean by megachurch, by the way? Really? You're here a lot, Sir Wheatons. What do you mean by megachurch? Damn, there's a bunch of people asking me about it. All right, fine. Fine. Did he delete his did he delete the article or no? Here we go. I'll do it real quick. It's my favorite article of all time, Base 16Z. You should really read it. I'll send it here, but I'll read you the last thesis is, oh no, wrong. Nope, not 4,000 Indians. Wrong one. Sorry. It is this one. Here. This is the megachurch, the quickest summary I can give you. You should read the article on your own time. It's my favorite article of all time. Not just American Eagle, which pumped like 100% after Sydney Sweeney endorsed it on a commercial, but all of my best trades this year, and I believe super underexploited edge in today's mimetic financial markets, is growth investing in some narrative that will become, quote, the one note of the internet that day. There have been many available trades along, I don't know how to say this, virality thinking, i.e. DeepSeek went viral, past a certain threshold, it was guaranteed to 10x, and virality again, free put options trade, Sailor Green dot virality, the Sunday was guaranteed to accelerate Monday, BTC puts trade, etc. Basically, the thesis is that one thing goes giga viral, takes over the internet that day, and then there's a trade to make on the back end of it. And so Google posts a paper about quantum and how fast they've accelerated and how we'll be able to crack cryptography. They reference Bitcoin and crypto specifically. This article is the only thing talked about on Twitter yesterday. In the article, they mentioned Zcash like 40 times as a hedge or as a hedge against quantum cracking cryptography, like quantum immutable. And so the mega church trade, as this thing takes over the whole feed for the day, and it talks about Zcash explicitly, would probably be like short Bitcoin, long Zcash, or if you want to make it more simple, just long Zcash. And so this was the candle right here. And so I talk about this a lot, where it's like, like this is it right here. That's the fucking. This is the candle. Pretty sick one, right? So this was the mega church trade, but whatever. I closed it. I was in the middle of a rant. We were doing market close. So that was the mega church trade. I missed it, then I chased it, whatever. Closed it, didn't lose much. It's fine. Happens. Monero, not much. ETH. You could have longed ETH, by the way, as well, but I just, again, market gods, we care. Gold up 2%. Gold looks really good, by the way. I've never traded gold. It kind of feels like something we should. Ryan Time, you in gold right now? Someone here always asks me about gold. Also, yeah, I don't read YouTube or Twitter chat just because I don't know, it's hard. Twitch.tv/threadguy if you want to chat. That's the only chat that I read. But all right, let's finish. 10-year up a little bit. Tau had a nice candle, but it's weak. Tau's weak. And then stretch is over 100. How much did they buy today? Let's see. 211 Bitcoin. Top 5 X accounts, we'll do it later. What else on close today? Energy all down a lot. Oil down a lot. Defense pretty much flat. Pete Hexath feels good. Fertilizer's crushed. Individual name. Sandisk up 10. Dina, thanks for the gifted. Apple up 1%. Micron up 10. Meta up 1%. They look terrible. Look at Meta, looks like shit, dude. I feel doesn't look good at all. Intel up 10. Individual names. I just care about hymns down 5. I'm taking the hair pills. I don't really think is it working. Does my hair look thicker or no? Hair thicker, thinner? Where are we at? I don't really know. Intel is one of my favorite trades right now. I would like to cover this. I don't really know that much about semis. I don't know much about semis, but I would like to. They're ripping today. Also, AMD was up a good amount. Maybe we'll do a semi segment maybe later today. Fuck it, right? Figma, who cares? Yeah, I don't care about any of these names. Hood, 1%. Looks terrible. Is Fly the Julian Petrula stock? Yeah, nice. I mean, it's like a fucking bro. It's like he's like $9 million of a $3 billion coin. It's like, okay, it's worth $5 billion now, but like he owns like fucking, way too much of it. He owns way too much of it. What percent of 4 billion is 9 million? No, it's not that much actually. I mean, it's not like not a lot, but. And then to conclude, alts, what we do with alts? Farcoin crushed, Monad actually looks good, Jupiter, whatever. Nothing significant except Plasma up 15%. Remember, if you're new here, if you take any trade in the available future and you want to tail what I do because you think I'm doing well, short $1 of Plasma, or I think minimum size on Hyperliquid is 10. Short $1 of Plasma as a peace offering to the market gods to help you out. Is what I would recommend. What I do isn't necessarily right or wrong, but it's just what I would recommend. And let's close out with oil, and then let's talk about the market. Let's talk about the war for a little bit. Hyperliquid. So here we are. There's a Iran wrote a letter to the American people today, which is wild, by the way, how often we're referencing the markets in this war. It's unfathomable. Brent is at $100. Thank God we closed it where we did. Just remember this: the shaft, the ball and dick pattern just didn't play out very well. So usually a free long, if you break out of the ball and dick, like you got an extra leg here, but then it just off a cliff. So this will be an important level if it reclaims bottom shaft, but it's been pretty much a brutal trade here. What do you got, DNAP? Problem with the ball and shaft pattern is sometimes it pumps, but then it ejaculates and it dies off slowly, ever so slowly. So it's a weird spot. Sorry to dude, this is bad. This is a brutal headline. Wow. Solana-based crypto DEX drift protocols. This $270 million hack is not an April Fool's joke. Oh, speaking of April Fools, really quick, I guess, before I move on. Some companies like decided just to commit securities fraud on April Fools for like no particular reason. Liquidity protocol comes out and says Circle has acquired liquidity. I mean, how fucking stupid are you? The acquisition will enable Circle to offer its users a non-freezable stablecoin and directly distribute yield on the Clarity Act. It's like, are you actually stupid? Happy April Fools. I mean, this is like, this is crime. I mean, this is like a crime. Like someone should go to jail for this. I think this is like actual. Look at this. I mean, this is a criminal activity. Yeah, the chart pump. Look at the chart. This is a criminal activity. This is not an April. This is the equivalent of telling your boy it's a prank and you pour battery acid on his skin while he sleeps, and then he gets up and you're like, it's just a prank, and he's like, what? My skin is burned off and I'm never gonna recover and I have to go to the hospital. That's basically what just happened. They're like, yeah, we just had like the greatest outcome that could have ever happened to us in a speculative market with a liquid token just happened. And then let it trade for like 20 minutes and then be like, oh, by the way, it was an April Fool's joke. It's like, April Fool's is not funny. Nothing about April Fool's is funny. It was never funny. And it's like a millennial thing that they try to convince you was funny. It's like, jokes are not funny. This is another one. We're excited to announce that FrontRun has been acquired by Anthropic AI in a $141 million transaction. It's like, what? Who's doing what? Never do April Fool's Day. Never ever do April Fool's Day as a company. And never ever do April Fool's Day as a company with a liquid token ever. Here's one more, by the way. Hyperbridge announces we've been breached. We're working hard to fix this. And it was an April Fool's joke. But luckily, not a single dollar bridged off because there's no money that is on Polkadot or uses this bridge ever. But yeah, like I replied and said, what the fuck is wrong with you people? I mean, you were just like bad people. This is not funny. Nothing about this is funny. I just hate millennials. I'm sorry. If you are one, like if you are one, you're one of the good ones. But it's just like a bad generation, man. Except for the guys in the pit, obviously. You guys are my homies. But it's just like a weird gen. You know, it's like I don't get goes on. What happened there? Because the ones above them did great. You know? The ones above them did really well. But I mean, I would say like I hate them. But it's just like a weird generation. But all right, let's do war updates. Time to talk about Pete Hegseth. The president of Iran has made a state of the union to the American people, which is, I mean, that's crazy. It's like dedicated to Americans. And I'm going to read it to you. And then we are going to set up for what is about to happen tonight. And then we're going to talk about the snap trade, which is one of my favorite trades of all time. I seriously am like so excited about this trade. Before we do it, 225 talking about I hate some millennials. Before we do it, I'm going to get up real quick. I'm back in 30 seconds. We'll talk about BRB. Also, if you're a millennial and you got baited by that, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, this is what I'm telling y'all. enough to feel like and to recognize that A Great Chaos by Ken Carson is arguably the greatest rap album of all time. I am grateful that I've been blessed with ears that work and a brain that functions and a maturity level that evolves and one that allowed my frontal cortex to develop and get to a stage where I recognize greatness for what it is. So let's read the article. We are about, what time is it? It's 4:49. Did you play Vampire because I asked? Would it make you feel better if I said yes and not just because it popped up on my YouTube recommended? It's 4:50 p.m. Trump speaks in... Okay, yes, Rockefeller. Nah, low-key, you put it in my head, though. I'm not going to lie. Trump speaks in 4 hours. I think bonds close at 2 p.m. tomorrow and markets close on Friday. It's Easter Sunday. By the way, I haven't been to church in like a long time. And I feel like I should go to church this Sunday. Anyone got any recs? Is church gonna be packed this Sunday? I feel like I want to go to church. I haven't been to church like in a long time, but I would like to go. Do you go in the morning, night, like go to a mega church? Go to the mega church every day. Short Farcoin. I went to mass today by shorting Farcoin. All right. Are we watching Trump's speech on stream, bro? I just told you in 4 hours. Are you out of your mind? All right. Iran's president to Americans. Look beyond war propaganda fog. Reject manufactured threat. Okay. Let's go. Here's the State of the Union address. Let's read it. It's not very long. In the Wednesday message, okay, the full text of the president's letter follows below. By the way, I haven't read this yet, so I have no way. I don't even know what's in here. To the people of the United States of America, and to all of those who, amid a flood of distortions and manufactured narratives, continue to seek the truth and aspire to a better life. Let me zoom in a little for you guys. Iran, by this very name, character, and identity, is one of the oldest continuous civilizations in human history. Teacher, you have the most important role to play in modern finance. You're blatantly ignoring it. What? Sorry. Despite its historical and geographical advantages at various times, Iran has never in its modern history chosen the path of aggression. That feels expansion or domination. Even after enduring occupation, invasion, and sustained pressure from global powers, and despite possessing military superiority over many of its neighbors, Iran has never initiated a war. Yet it has resolutely and bravely repelled those who have attacked it. The Iranian people harbor no enmity toward other nations, including the people of America, Europe, and neighboring countries. Even in the face of repeated foreign interventions and pressures throughout their proud history, Iranians have consistently drawn a clear distinction between governments and the peoples they govern. This is a deeply rooted principle in Iranian culture and collective consciousness, not a temporary political stance. For this reason, portraying Iran as a threat is neither consistent with historical reality nor with present-day observable facts. I feel like this wasn't the hill to die on here, right? That like Iran's never done anything bad. I feel like this isn't the angle I would take. Such a perception is the product of political and economic whims of the powerful. The need to manufacture an enemy in order to justify pressure, maintain military dominance, sustain the arms industry, and control strategic markets. In such an environment, if a threat does not exist, it is invented. Within the same framework, the United States has concentrated the largest number of its forces, bases, and military capabilities around Iran. Is AI or no? AI here or no? A country that, at least since the founding of the United States, has never initiated a war. Recent American aggressions launched from these very bases have demonstrated how threatening such a military presence truly is. Naturally, no country confronted with such conditions would forego strengthening its defensive capabilities. What Iran has done and continues to do is a measured response grounded in legitimate self-defense and by no means an initiation of war or aggression. God damn, are we really going to finish this? Fuck my life. Relations between Iran and the United States were not originally hostile, and early interactions between the Iranian and American people were not married with hostility or not marred with hostility or tension. The turning point, however, in 1953, an illegal American intervention aimed at preserving the nationalization of Iran's own resources. That coup disrupted Iranian democratic process, reinstated dictatorship, and sowed deep distrust among Iranians toward U.S. policies. This distrust deepened further with American support for the Shah's regime, its backing of Saddam Hussein during the imposed war of the 1980s. Okay, we're not going to read this whole thing. We're not going to read the whole thing, unfortunately. But this is basically the address that was given. I wonder if there's like a summary because I'm just not finishing it. We get the basic gist here, right? Of America bad, Iran good. Iran has never instigated and or started any conflict with America. This is their fault. The one thing I'll say, and this is the point Tulip King made, is yeah, by the way, actually let's look at the end real quick. Fine. Good point. Today, the world stands at a crossroads. Continuing along the path of confrontation is more costly and futile than ever before. The choice between confrontation and engagement is both real and consequential. Its outcome will shape the future for generations to come. Throughout its millennia of proud history, Iran has outlasted many aggressors. All that remains of them are tarnished names in history, while Iran endures resilient, dignified, and proud. TG is like Harry Potter before he knew he was a wizard. Nice. So the one thing that's interesting here is that everybody is coming out before this Trump speech tonight to make their stance and to say what they need to say and to get some shit off. And I don't know what is going to be announced tonight. It's just a real account. I mean, it's me. I don't know what's going to be announced tonight. Also, Houdini swap. Just fucking say it, man. You're fucking getting under my skin. I don't know what's going to be announced tonight, but it feels really unlikely that it's going to be the end of the war. That feels hard for me to like accept. That doesn't feel like it's going to happen. The timing of this, I was like optimistic yesterday on some level of topic, Taco Supreme. And it also felt like the market today was ready for some level of Taco Supreme. But the comments that are coming out, I don't know. We just keep doing this 2 to 3 weeks thing on Trump, and we just cannot move until it escalates or ends. There's no moving till we escalate or end. There's nothing can happen. This is a real quote, by the way, from an official news outlet, U.S. official to Axios. This isn't 3D chess. It's 12D, so it's 4 times bigger than 3D. He contradicts himself regularly, so nobody knows what he's thinking. It's on purpose. I guess. This was a statement Trump made this morning, which is that Iran's new regime president, much less radicalized and far more intelligent than his predecessors, just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire. We will consider when Hormuz is straight, open, free, and clear. Until then, we are blasting Iran into oblivion, or as they say, back to the Stone Ages. President DJT. So yeah, he just keeps doing this. It's like, we're going to be out of Iran pretty quickly. Won't give a timeline. Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, nor do they want one. I find that one hard to believe. I would want one. Does not care about nuclear material. We'll watch by satellite. Have some more targets left. If we do, we'll come back to do spot hits. And we've had full regime change in Iran. This came out, which is that all major TV networks to interrupt programming for President Trump's address to the nation tonight at 9 p.m. I don't know if that's true, but crazy. Apewood tagged me in this, and I think it's a pretty good one. The address is scheduled after market close. The bond market is recommended to close at early 2 p.m. ET on Thursday. Friday markets are completely closed for Good Friday. Markets won't reopen until Monday. Essentially a 100+ hour buffer before the world can react. Now, if you could trade on Hyperliquid, you can react. But, I mean, we're very clearly planning escalations around market close, and de-escalations are good news around market open. And I mean, let's be honest. If this was going to be we're done in Iran, you're doing that bitch on a Monday market open. Right? They could have done it on Thursday. Fair. But the timing is pretty good if you wanted to go escalation mode. But I think I have a pretty good couple commentary posts, like right here. Do I need to watch this? I wonder. This guy from Australia. Yes, I do need to watch this because everybody is speaking out before Trump. Tulip King, yes or no? Everybody's speaking out before Trump. We'll watch it real quick. This is a guy who like runs Australia, I guess.
By nature, we're an optimistic country. My fellow Australians, by nature, we're an optimistic country. But I understand that right now, it's hard to be positive. The war in the Middle East has caused the biggest spike in petrol and diesel prices in history. Australia is not an active participant in this war, but all Australians are paying higher prices because of it. I know that you're seeing this at the servo and at the supermarket. And I understand farmers and truckies, small businesses and families are doing it tough. And the reality is, the economic shocks caused by this war will be with us for months. Tonight, I want to speak directly with you about what the government is doing to shield Australia in these uncertain times. And also, what all of us can do to help our country and help each other in the period ahead. On Monday, National Cabinet adopted the National Fuel Security Plan. Leaders from both sides of politics, from right around the country, working together to keep Australia moving, making sure that we are prepared so that if the global situation gets worse and our fuel supplies are seriously disrupted over the long term, we can coordinate the next steps together. Today, we cut the fuel excise in half, cutting the tax on every litre of petrol by 26 cents. Those savings have started showing up at your petrol station. For our truckies, we have cut the heavy vehicle road user charge to zero. Both these measures will be in place for the next 3 months. We are working to bring the price of fuel down, to make more fuel here and to keep it on shore, and get more fuel here, using our strong trading relationships with our region to bring more petrol, diesel and fertiliser to Australia. Now, it's the Australian way that people want to do their bit. And there are simple ways that you can. You should go about your business and your life as normal. Enjoy your Easter. And if you're hitting the road, don't take more fuel than you need, just fill up like you normally would. Think of others in your community, in the bush.
Oh boy. Don't fuel up too much and think of others. Oh boy.
And in critical industries. And over coming weeks, if you can switch
2 weeks to slow the spread.
to catching the train or bus or tram to work, do so.
Oh, carpool if you can.
That builds our reserves and it saves fuel for people who have no choice but to drive. Farmers and miners and tradies who need diesel every single day. And all those shift workers.
Prisoner's dilemma on filling my shit up max. Tell me why Zoom isn't the trade right now. Oh, because it's like expensive to get to work. What about like longing like trains?
The nurses who do so much for our country. The months ahead may not be easy. I want to be upfront about that. No government can promise to eliminate the pressures that this war is causing. I can promise we will do everything we can to protect Australia from the worst of it. These are uncertain times, but I'm absolutely certain of this. We will.
This sounds like it's gonna get worse. And yeah, this is a good Tulip King, good take. This sounds like this is gonna get worse. Wait, how does Zoom look? Yeah, let's long this. God. And this is the, oh, it's 10 minutes. I can't watch this. Let's watch 2 minutes of this.
In the Middle East has
It's still the same slop. Fuck it. Let's, you know what we'll watch instead? Let's watch Marco Rubio address the nation. And then we'll keep moving.
Are asking, why did the United States have to attack Iran now? Well, let me explain. Iran wants to.
By the way, I think it was a Thicky tweet. If they made it clear from the beginning, we wouldn't have to repeat why we are attacking every single day. Every single person from the Trump cabinet repeating the same thing every day.
Have nuclear weapons. Of that, there is zero doubt. If what they truly wanted, which is what they claim, is nuclear energy, well, they could have nuclear energy like all the other countries in the world have it. And that is you import the fuel and you build reactors above ground. That's not what Iran has done. They build their reactors and their facilities deep in mountains, away from the public glare. And they want to enrich that material. The same equipment that they could use to enrich material for energy, they could use to quickly enrich it to weapons grade. So it is clear that they've been offered every opportunity to have a nuclear program that allows them to have energy, not weapons, and every single time they have turned it down. But why the attack now? Well, what was Iran trying to do? Iran was trying to build a conventional shield, in essence, have so many missiles, have so many drones that no one could attack them, and they were well on their way. We were on the verge of an Iran that had so many missiles and so many drones that no one could do anything about their nuclear weapons program in the future. That was an intolerable risk. Under no circumstances can a country run by radical Shia clerics with an apocalyptic vision of the future ever possess nuclear weapons. And under no circumstances can they be allowed to hide and protect that program and their ambitions behind a shield of missiles and drones that no one can do anything about. This was our last best chance to eliminate that conventional threat, that conventional shield that they were trying to build, and the president made the right decision to wipe it out now. That is the goal of this operation, to destroy their conventional missiles and their drone program so they can't hide behind it and finally have to deal with the world seriously about never, ever having nuclear weapons.
Well, Trump said they don't want them. He said Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, nor do they want one. That's what he said. Trump said Iran does not want nuclear weapons. I heard him say it. I read it. I read it in the tweet. I read it. So this is just the same thing. Some slop UK basically saying it's going to get worse, or like trying to chill people out so it doesn't get worse. Threadguy not laughing is professional. That's fine. One thing to show you real quick is just worth calling out. Big bet. We'll go over poly market real quick. Look at the markets, and then we'll keep moving on the market. The quiet risk joined June 2025, who was up $700,000 all time, just placed a monster of a bet that U.S. forces will enter Iran by April 30th. And he put about 500,000 and some change on it. Pretty crazy. It's down a little bit right now, but monster bet, worth shouting out, or calling out rather, and one to follow, because this is a pretty it's not like a complete fish. He's been up a lot for a while. It's actually, this chart's pretty crazy. He's up. He was up 50. Down 25, up 360. Slides down all the way to like back to minus 13. Then hits a binker up a mill. And he's kind of been chopping. But the shit he made money on, plus 500K, Supreme Leader out by March 31st. Plus 350K, US strikes Iran by February 28th. So his two biggest trades of all time by a significant margin is Iran and Supreme Leader out. So I don't know. That's one worth calling out for sure. Here's the markets real quick. Boots on the ground. Let me zoom out. Boots on the ground by April 30 is down a good amount. It got as high as 75% the other day. It's down to like 55. And then ceasefire, Most volume is April 15th. This one doesn't move that much though. Was it 14? It's up to 20. And then April 30, it's just down a lot. It was 51% when we get a ceasefire by April 30. It's down to like 40. So that is where we currently stand on poly market. Houdini, just fucking say it, man. You're driving me nuts. Okay, some market commentary on the war before we get to Snap, which is my favorite story like of the year, I would say. I don't know about the year, but just a couple good tweets. One, equity's up 5% in a straight line. Negative to flat funding on coins. Stretch ATM is running. Let's see actually where that's at. 212 BTC today. Stretch ATM running. Coinbase premium collapsing while coins are at around pretty key levels to flip, and equities are underside testing 100/200 day moving averages. Interesting spot is an understatement. Which way, Western man? Oh, and Trump address tonight. Also, this is before a drift. This is one of the craziest spots I've seen in a long, I don't know, like in my 38 days of monitoring geopolitics. No, but in all seriousness, it's I told you that girl hit me up who I haven't talked to in a while. And she asked me, what do you think of the market? Should I buy crypto? I could read you my response. Actually, you want to know what I responded to this girl? The one time she ever hit me up was asking me about Sol at 2. What? Okay, sorry. I unplugged the mic. Okay, she hit me up and she goes, should I buy crypto? What do you think of the market? Explain the market to me right now. I said, okay, are you sure it's pretty long? She goes, yeah, explain it. It's long. I said, I don't care if it's long, I'll read it. I said, okay, fine. And I said, general thoughts. It's pretty clear to me that Trump expected a significantly smoother road in Iran and the war should have been over by now. Killing the leader did not start the uprising he expected would lead to a regime change with little air support and some funding towards local military. Instead, it blew up in his face after finding out the hard way that the strait cannot be opened without ground troops. Ground troops is literal suicide for Americans and also destroys any hope of midterms and also is a slippery slope in itself. Parentheses, how long do we have to stay and when is it over? Trump now finds himself in a tough spot being squeezed publicly. I believe he did a great job suppressing oil price, regardless of how they did it, to buy time, but time is almost up. The market is shrugging off headlines that would have sent oil below $80 just a few weeks ago. Eventually, we have to climax with the decision. Taco Supreme and pull out or go for the jugular. I understand being pro-jugular, as it's the only way to protect the petrodollar fully and leave the U.S. stronger than when we entered. But the obvious safe move is to pull out, and it can easily turn into a disaster. The choke point under discuss is pulling out of and Hormuz stays closed. Like, all we are fighting for is an open strait, but it was fucking open before. It's possible, but Hormuz doesn't just hurt the U.S., it hurts everyone else on the globe. It will cause this spiral effect where it's Iran versus the world, which they never asked for, and they'll probably be forced to open up even if they keep the toll system. Parentheses, pretty just pathetic for the U.S. War is over, market rips, but we still have deep uncertainty about the problems we had before. AI advancement, SaaS earnings, forward earnings cooked, private credit is toast, etc. Also, Google just pushed up their quantum timelines by multiple years, so that is the threat too for security and crypto at large. It feels like we get a couple weeks and months of weak green if Trump declares we are out. Trade the bounce for the long side and protect any quality gains into cash because the reckoning is still probably coming. It just gets harder to play because of time decay. Like if things have to unravel, but it takes months rather than weeks, it's a lot more pain. The one silver lining here is AI has been given a minimum a month, maximum maybe 3 months to progress out of the spotlight. If it's got a step function better, which is very unlikely, but possible, it might be the saving grace to accelerate a legitimate leg up into the war is over euphoria. And so I sent that at 6:30 p.m. And she replied at 2 p.m. today and said, hey, just woke up. I'll read it in a sec. And I was like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, bro, you asked. Like, you wanted to know. And so I told you. And whatever. What are you going to do? She asked. What are you going to do? I told her. She asked. I fucking told her. She's just playing hard to get. I mean, bro, she asked. I said, if you want me to make anything simpler, let me know. But this is my best take on the market. And I say all that to say, like, you should probably not want. It's like, no, it's everybody just wants, like, oh, I should lie. I should long or I should short. And I'm like, no, here's the real is like, this is what happened. It's like, you want to fucking, you know, yeah, like, I would show you the phone, but it has her phone. I don't have her number saved because I just got it out of Instagram DMs. So I don't have it saved. I don't really want like dox her phone number. She actually might be watching this. Feel free to text me back if you are watching this. But yeah, it's like, no, you want to know, like, should I long Seoul? And I'm like, you make the decision. It's like, yeah, you know, we're in the middle of war. The strait's still not open. We're getting choked out by Iran. Oil's ripping. But even once we talk with Supreme declare the war over, it's like we still fucking have AI, doomer, SaaS apocalypse. It doesn't solve private credit. Like, Trump ending the war doesn't solve private credit. It doesn't solve any of these things. And so it's like, you want to know if the market is good or bad, and I'm just gonna tell you my read on it. Like, or join the watch the fucking stream. Like, what do you fucking want? It's like there's no like special, there's no look, there's no sportsmanship in P&L. Okay, there's no sportsmanship in P&L. And if you are gonna make money, that means somebody in this chat has to lose money. If that girl is gonna make money, someone in this chat has to lose money. And is she putting in more work than you to make money? I don't think so. I mean, that's my question. Is she putting in more work than you? I don't think so. So why should she make money? Why, honestly, why should she make money? Because she looks good? Yeah, fair. You could argue that. You could argue that. And no data, what's good. I would actually argue too that she does deserve to make some money in the market because she looks good, but I don't control the market. And it's like, okay, cool. You want to enter a position, but you don't want to short XPL as a peace offering to the market gods. It's like, no, it's not how it works. You don't get to just go long short and not, you know, whatever. So that did happen. But yeah, on a serious note, let me lock back in. And that was real. That was real, by the way. She actually didn't respond until the next day. But anyway, she did respond at least. But what I will say is that, unreal spot right now. Unreal spot. It's electric to follow. Unreal spot. And you're getting a fucking accelerated degree by following this in the market. Like you just are. Also, the guy who said he's new here from YouTube, welcome. If you're on YouTube or Twitter and you want to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy is the only chat that I read. I will. Somebody else can link the pit. I'm not sure how to do it. I don't even know how to do it anymore. But all right, here's another one. Couple reads, and then we're gonna get to Snap. I think we're at or near the point where Trump has overplayed the taco. The market has overplayed the taco. The market is now increasingly pricing in perfection, or at least the idea that everything is fine now. Any deviation from this will now lead to more downside. I think the aggressive kind. Taco is Trump, always chickens out. And I do think that an escalation from here after seemingly this type of response, Lindsey Graham, which who cares, but says to make a deal. Trump says to make a deal. Mark Levin is saying the war can end in a few weeks. Netanyahu is saying Iran is no longer a threat. Europe is flipping on Zionism and is East Asia. Marco Rubio outlined changes, strategic objective that is to not include opening the strait, right? This is a big one, not to open the strait. They don't care. Trump discusses leaving. Bill Ackman says to buy stocks. Like, there's been a pretty clear vocal evolution I think has happened. I don't know how to send a link, bro. I'm trying to invite you, but I don't know how to copy the link. I'll figure it out later. DNAP, see if you can figure it out or something. I don't know. But there very clearly has been like a vibe shift on we're getting the fuck out soon, which I think why markets are reacting this way. But I do agree with the notion that a deviation from this will be like an aggressive pop. This is why it's such an interesting spot. This is why it's such an interesting spot. Like if you wanted to play short, if you were a gambling man, bro, I don't know how to link it. How do I link it? 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 If you were a gambling man right now, oh, here we go. I got it. If you were a gambling man right now and you wanted a fucking coin flip, some spy puts would probably go crazy, right? Because it's like Trump's gonna speak, and whatever he's gonna say is gonna pop this thing one direction or another. I can't take a position here because I don't feel like I have any edge in this market whatsoever. I really liked Rhino's tweet about this, which I'll read to you right now, on just some general market commentary, which was talking about it with a friend, but I'm less concerned with trying to time an exponential Pico bottom type entry right now, rather than just identifying when a sustainable uptrend can form again. This is good. This is good. When all the fake headlines and nonsense these days, any of them can form a long-term bottom, given how unpredictable shit is. It's just too difficult to assume what is true and what is not, and permanent or short-term in the moment. Catching that entry would be mostly luck, but assessing when conditions are favorable for sustainable trending prices is more reasonable of a goal. Great take. Kind of how I'm framing it for myself. February, we had some more precise entries, and given in easier conditions. March, I opted to sit back. It was a good month to sit back. Just can't get overly aggressive with large portions of the port, and being passive has largely been the correct play. It has. What's good, Artski? Free trades springing up like BTC 60K are fun, but allocating long-term risk on just hasn't been in the cards for a while. Free trades are given mostly off violent momentum right now, like Bitcoin crash early Feb, or just trend rise in Korea, member euphoria, mispriced calls opportunity. Houdini swap. I'm about to fucking, I swear I'm gonna tweak, bro. Like, what are you saying? Just outsized idiosyncratic momentum. Can't really expect those to occur every month. Have to be okay. Blah blah blah. A lot of doing nothing right now. I think if you are patient and really trying to not, I'm in like not lose money right now mode. Really. I am. And a couple more market things. We'll get to Snap. Thicky, good tweet. If the objectives of war were actually clear, they probably would not need to keep saying it. This is what I've been saying, by the way. It's like, yeah, maybe if you fucking laid out what we're trying to accomplish and how far along we are in the mission. I know you're trying to be fucking, secretive and mysterious and whatever. We wouldn't have to keep screaming it. But they don't want that. They don't want this to be clear. So, this is a good one too, Thicky. What does Trump signal tonight? And he goes, surely we could just look at some insider wallets and find out. And he goes, the issue is even if insiders may be too stupid to put on the right trade, even if they knew what was going to happen. Hegseth mode. I guess my last sign off on market before we move on, I really want to talk about Snap and some other stuff. Is this worst case? We head into tonight and get an April Fool's style ceasefire headline, only for it to quickly unravel and be framed as an Iranian failure, setting up escalation over Good Friday long weekend, which would make the timing almost absurdly symbolic. A day meant to mark sacrifice, suffering, and redemption being used to justify escalation and more destruction. This is brutal. The incentives are on leaving this conflict and letting NATO/Asia take care of reestablishing order. That's what feels like is going to happen. Trump's going to get out. He's going to say the Strait is not my problem anymore. Europe will likely be better off than troops and alike. Recent decisions by European leaders are pointing this way. That said, Iran wants a lasting end to this conflict in the region. They denied a ceasefire and want full peace. The U.S. knows this, and it opens up the risk of sabotaging the peace attempt to blame Iran for it. Given the recent huge No Kings protests, if the decision is war, you would expect a big market pump and a false narrative to be built to make it more acceptable. Furthermore, we have a long weekend on deck. It has been historically the time Trump has chosen to escalate and try to close off actions over the extended weekend. So that is where we are going to go into this weekend with, or this market close with. What time in your life were you the happiest? Definitely like the millisecond before I knew what geopolitics were, for sure. Before I knew you could trade oil, I was the happiest. So, was our White House post? What is this? Facts, LOL. Let me see what this is. I don't even want to read the Garrett Bullish thing. I'm just like not interested.
Go over it.
For decades, Iran has targeted Americans and destabilized the world. Day one of Operation Epic Fury. The mission was clear. Tonight, President Trump addresses the nation. Let's go over it again. Posted an hour ago. Oh my God, I don't want to watch this.
All right, let's go over it again one more time.
For 47 years, Iran has been killing Americans and attacking Americans across this planet. And other presidents had an opportunity to do something about it.
That's right.
And they all warned about how Iran was dangerous, but they refused to act. And this president's not someone that's going to refuse to act.
Keep going.
He defined very clearly on the first side of this operation what the goal was. We were going to destroy Iran's navy, and that is happening. We were going to destroy their missile launching capabilities. We're well on our way to achieving that goal. We were going to destroy the factories so they couldn't make more missiles and more drones, and that is moving forward.
Continue.
Every single objective the president clearly laid out on the first night of this operation is being effectuated. The world is going to be a safer and a better place when President Trump's mission here is achieved.
It's a perfect plan.
All right, let's go over it.
This shit just sucks, bro. It just sucks. It's just like, it just sucks. I don't know what else to say about it. They've got a secret lib running the account. What's wrong with Seinfeld? My family likes Seinfeld. What's wrong with Seinfeld? Wait, what's wrong with Seinfeld? Is that, do you have to be liberal to watch Seinfeld? What? Lib question mark? Is Seinfeld a liberal show? Seinfeld is generally considered an apolitical or anti-political show rather than a strictly liberal one. Though it is often interpreted as depicting urban, progressive cultural norms, its guiding philosophy was no hugging, no learning, which aimed to avoid moralizing or taking political stances, focusing instead on individual self-interest and petty grievances. Hugging sounds liberal? Is it gay to give hugs? Is that wrong? Is it wrong? Is it liberal to give hugs? All right. So that's where we're at. We're moving on from war. Anyone? We gotta get that polar back in the chat. Anyone have any new Walter Bloomberg? Fine. God, dude, I can't. I'm so tired. Iranian foreign ministry spokesperson says messages have been received through intermediaries, including Pakistan, but no direct negotiations with the U.S. It's crazy. No, I didn't see the uranium thing. Multiple U.S. intelligence agencies have assessed in recent days that the Iranian government is not currently willing to engage in substantial negotiations to end the war. That sounds normal. Oil, no move. It's crazy. A double Tulip King one. Wow. It's never good. The U.S. military has given the president a plan to seize nearly 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium in Iran that would involve flying in of equipment and building a runway for cargo planes to take the radioactive material out, according to two people familiar with the matter. The complex plan was briefed to the president in the past week after he asked for a proposal. They said, as were its significant operational risks. Okay, so now how are you going to do it? You just told everyone you're going to do it. Now what? They're going to be like, is that a runway that you're building in Iran? And America's going to be like, no. It's not. And they're going to be like, looks like a runway next to our uranium reserves. And Hexat's going to be like, no, it's not. Looks like a runway. Looks like a runway. And Hexat's going to be like, Pete Hexat's going to be like, we will move with precise precision and destruction. We will find the target. We will strike the target. And we will exacerbate them with precision and mastery. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, he speaks at 9 p.m. EST, weird time. He doesn't usually speak this late. And as far as like market picking a direction, it's just not going to until this thing is over, which I tried to tell this girl who's trying to enter a position in the market. And I'm like trying to tell her like, hey, you should probably wait for the war to be over. But I don't know. I hope she read it. I was just trying to help, you know? I'm just trying to help. So Raspberry will be live when that happens. I'm not running stream though. I have a lot to talk about actually. That's why I tell my girl when she enters in a position. Here's what we do have to talk about is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in the market in a while is this fund, Irenic Capital, comes out, announces they bought 2% of the Snapchat supply. They write a call to action to Evan Spiegel on how to pump Snapchat. They posted on Twitter from a blank, fresh account with their first tweet ever. And Snapchat rips a fucking 25%er off a single tweet. And it fired me the fuck up. And we're going to talk about it right now. It's mega church as fuck. I'm so pissed I missed it. I can't believe there's 570 people in the pit. And by the way, not a single one of you. No trade ideas, no insight, no analysis, nothing. And look, I know it's a one-way channel and you guys can't type. Only I can make announcements. But not one person was like, hey, threadguy, Snapchat, looks interesting. Nothing. Complete zilch, nada, nothing. And so what I think you should do is listen to what I'm about to say, really listen to it, internalize it, digest what type of trade it is, and then make sure not to miss it the next time because I'm fucking a little bit upset. It's like the only time I got a trade idea is when there was a $3 million hack. It's brutal. Before we talk about it, I'm going to get up real quick. I'll be back, and we'll cover it. Baby. Threadguy discovering a great chaos in the Big 26 is insane. Imagine having so little cultural impact that it's been your favorite album for 2 years and I didn't even know it existed. That's what's insane. That's what's actually insane. Yeah. Sit with that for a second. Let that one fester in your brain a little bit. He ain't kill nobody. He ain't got no. Yeah, I hope that one fucking. I hope you sat with that for a second. It's your fault. All right. Let's get it real quick. Let's do a quick check-in on oil. Just a piece of shit commodity, honestly. Dog shit commodity. I predicted TG9 vicious arc. 9 fishes. 9 fishes. 9 fishes. Okay, word. I trust you with this shit, Wavy. I'm not gonna lie. I do trust you with this rap shit. Your market overview texting that girl's phone unread. Yeah, it's good. All right, this is one of my favorite stories I've seen in a long time. Activist investing. What's up, brother? Okay, so not important. Okay, cool. So this account gets created today. Joined March 2026. Basically, I think it was created in the last day. Irenic Cap. Okay. New York, San Francisco. Irenic Cap invests in public and private markets. Nothing is investment advice or an offer to buy or sell securities. See disclosures. They follow one person, Elon Musk. Their following list for having never tweeted is so OP, bro. Suspended Cap, just Chads. DNAP, Citrini, Vicky, Billy Walsh, Will Clemente, Cooker Flips, the biggest. Sobe, Bill Ackman, Steve Hu, Tulip King, Tom Lee, Unemployed Cap, Ponzi, Pomp, Martin Shkreli, TVPN, Joe Weisenthal. They're stacked. They've never tweeted. And so they make this post on March 31st, okay? And it's titled, Some Thoughts on Snap. Save Snap Now. And so I want to just show you the market, and then we'll go over the article. 8:03 a.m. on March 31st. So basically right here. This candle right here. They post this article, and Snap rips a plus 23% banker from that. And you could have watched this first candle, because you're not going to fucking time it instantly. You could have watched the first candle go crazy, hour close, and you still could have banked a 10%er just today. Nasty. So they post this article, and it's some thoughts on Snap. Save Snap Now. Okay. And so here's what they post. Let me just make sure this is right. Hold on. So here's what they post. Snap back to reality. SaveSnapNow.com. Snap has the potential to be a great company and a double AI winner. Through meaningfully improved operating efficiency and monetization, Irenic has outlined 6 steps to 7x Snap share price to $26 a share. And so they sent out this letter, and it's a long letter, but I'll just read you the first page. Okay. So they sent a Snap, and they say, Dear Evan Spiegel, we're writing to you on behalf of Irenic Capital Management. Irenic, or we, manages $2.5 billion, and we have become a substantial shareholder in Snap. We own an economic interest of 2.5% of Snap's Class A shares. 2.5%. We bought Snap because we think the social network you built is an extraordinarily valuable asset? Chat, be honest right now. Everybody answer. Do you use Snapchat at least once a week? Yes or no? Be honest. Don't lie. Yes or no? Ape would say no, like he not on there fucking gooning. I use it once a week, I would say, but that's about it. Once a month, maybe. I used to use it a lot. I don't use it very much anymore. It was quad platinum when I was in high school. And it was maybe like triple gold in college. If you're over 20 and you still use Snap, you need to look in the mirror. Whose strategic value is only increasing. There are very few scaled social networks. In the United States, there's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Snap. I mean, Snap is definitely the like outlier here. These environments are the natural distribution points for AI. In addition, the ability to monetize these platforms through higher return on advertising spend should be dramatically enhanced by AL and ML tools and is already evident at Meta. We also bought Snap because we admire you as a founder and as an entrepreneur. That's a really hot take. Even if you were to do nothing else, what you have already accomplished, building one of the fastest social networks to reach 100 million users, approaching 1 billion MAUs, developing Lens and Snapchat Plus puts you in the front rank of great entrepreneurs. But we think you have a second act. It's time, past time, to build a great company, not just great products. We're taking the neutral step of writing to you as a public letter because Snap isn't a typical public company. Shareholders like us do not vote for Snap directors, and we can't tell you what to do. This is your company. We can only attempt to persuade you to do the right things for your shareholder partners. Attached to this letter is a presentation. It's titled Snap Back to Reality, which can also be found at savesnap.com. It's an outline of a series of recommendations to, well, save Snap. So here's the recommendations. This is crazy. $1 invested in Snap at IPO is worth 23 cents today. It's underperformed Meta in the NASDAQ by 364 percentage points. It trades at 1.2x revenue. Meta trades at 5.2x revenue. So, let's see. So these are basically their what they propose in this article. So basically, hedge fund, $2.5 billion goes out. They market by 2.5% of Snapchat. They post a letter saying Snapchat should be worth 7x more than it is right now. And here's exactly what to do to make it worth 7x more than it is right now. They post it. Instantly, their 2.5% of Snapchat is marked up 25% on the second they post. On the second they post, bro. Activist investing. You can't, it's Bill Ackman mode, bro. Go short the entire market. Go on CNBC. Start talking about why COVID is going to ruin the world. Cry to really commit to the bit. Everything gets marked down 20%. Your fund gets marked up 100%. Sell everything. Buy the bottom. You're a legendary investor. Raise a massive fund and then get marked down 25% year over year in 2026. Well, SPY's down like 6. So here's their proposal. Rationalize the cost structure. It had 3,000 employees before COVID. It has 5,200 today. Fire. Align employee incentives. Snap uses use of stock to compensate employees is too substantial and even more costly when you consider how undervalued Snap shares are. Focus on using AI to improve ad monetization. Monetize the latent AI opportunity. I don't even know what this means. Take advantage of your discounted valuation. If it starts generating higher cash, you should use a good portion of it to invest in the business and buy back its discounted stock. So buy back. Improve corporate governance. So I think they have some weird governance structure. And so, yeah, they write this fucking article and they post it and they have a presentation as well. So like cost improvements, shut down the specs. Does anyone own the specs? Improve monetization, rationalize costs, deploy AI, do all this. Anyways, they put this thing out Snapchat candles plus 25%. Snap. Instant. No pun intended. And what's the presentation? Oh, it's so long. Look at this thing. Holy fuck. Dude. You think he read this? Oh my god. It's so long. Dude, it's so long. Yeah, it's crazy. We're obviously not going to read it, but it's crazy long. And yeah, they bought 2.5%. It better fucking be long. But dude, I'm going to be honest. It's one of my favorite tweets, like, of all time. Because I'm kind of obsessed with this, like, activist investing. It's like going... Because, you know, I just got done reading, or like, not reading, but talking about Nassim Taleb and the active randomness and how you got lucky, or a lot of people get lucky trading. And then watching Chamath's YouTube video, which I hate to inform you is really good. Really sorry to tell you, really good. About how hard it is to invest and how everyone, you know, fucking loses money. And then you see guys like what Citrini does, what they just did, what Roaring Kitty did with GameStop, what Michael Burry did with GameStop. And I mean, look, I'm not like coming on the stream and advocating for pumping and dumping and whatnot, but taking a massive stake in a company and then writing a public call to action and working for your bags, except it's like a $10 billion company, is fucking, I mean, bro, it's fucking electric. I don't know what else to tell you. It's fucking electric. And so here's a couple takes on this is like, all right, let me just read you this. People really hate Evan Spiegel, like really hate this guy. Really, really, really hate this guy. And so this quote tweet, Sophie, I think she works for A16Z. Evan Spiegel might be the unsung poster boys of ZIRP. This is like the COVID. We talked about this in the meeting. I forget what it stands for. Zero interest rate policy, which is basically like bubble. Retards get money. Non-technical founder, great product mind, but completely allergic to making money. Crazy stock-based comp at the whole company, and he himself sold like 1.8 billion while Snap's growth slows and they lose money every quarter. Married a supermodel, $120 million house in LA. Somehow found his way onto the board of KKR. What is that? All while continuing to sell his equity in a company that always misses earnings and might never be profitable. It's incredible, really. Telling my kids this is what was possible during ZERP. And so people really hate Evan Spiegel. Let's actually see. He's worth $2 billion. Holy fuck. I mean, you got to give credit where it's due. Snapchat is it was a monster. He does kind of have a hateable face, and he is worth $2 billion. But this is what the chart did today. And I have $124 on Robinhood, and so I bought options with low expiry. I'm up 50% on $120. Snapchat's all I have in Robinhood. And this thing repped 23%. And so I go, so look, 14% one day was higher than this. One day return after publishing this piece. Adam is a rock star in the making. So smart, definitely worth a follow. And so I Google this guy. Okay. His name is Adam Katz. And he's like a ghost. The guy doesn't exist. He's completely a ghost on the internet. Does not exist. You search him on Twitter. And he doesn't exist. This post was made with 1 like. There was a post today about this announcement. Adam drops in by name. 1 like. There's a post the other day. No likes. there's a sneaky podcast right here that has 2.5 thousand views. 2.5 thousand views. No one's seen it. One comment, bro. One comment. 2.5 thousand views. Guy's a fucking ghost. And nothing. Here's the same interview. 54 likes. And that's basically it. He's like never been. He's a complete ghost on the internet. Here's them talking about it in October 2022. And so Irenic Capital Management is a newly established activist hedge fund. This is like a meta, bro. Activist hedge fund. This is what they do. Buy a massive stake and then actively rip it. Activist hedge fund. Co-founded by Elliott Investment Management veteran Adam Katz. At Elliott, Katz previously successfully led several high-profile activist campaigns, including at Aloka and Acronic. David Teppermode, who is that? Interesting. This is the meta. Like, this is what they do. And so you Google this guy, basically nothing comes up. He's a LinkedIn. I can't even see his profile because I'm not signed in. Nothing. And you get this article from very recently. Actually, not very. It's a year old. Activist Irenic Capital quickly gains ground. Since Adam Katz formed Irenic Capital Management with Andy Dodge. Let's Google that name real quick. Look at this. There's nothing. Launched a new activist hedge fund this year that will focus on small to mid-cap companies. There's nothing on this guy. Like, they're complete ghosts. It doesn't exist. There was like one report made. This article comes up. Yeah, Andrew Janik, I saw that. Since Adam Katz formed Irenic Capital with Andy Dodge, the firm is engaged in a flurry of public activist campaigns. A one-time institutional investor hedge fund, Rising Star, has rapidly turned into a rising activist. Since Katz formed Irenic Capital Management in 2021, the firm is engaged in a flurry. Let's see. They launched with 335 million. Okay, they now have 2.5 billion. This is 1.4. They've doubled in a year. So it was at 335. This was written March a year ago, basically. They were worth 1.4, and now they have 2.5 under management. Insane. They launched. Let's see. He graduated from Harvard in 2007. Launched a women's e-commerce company, FabFitFun. It was subsequently backed by Kleiner Perkins. He returned to Harvard. Later that year. There's like nothing. This is it. This is the article. So there's been some reported on the Snap thing. But what do they actually hold? Let's see. Philosophy. Irenic believes companies should run with an owner's mindset in which management teams and directors are focused on creating long-term sustainable value. We work with companies to ensure that operating activities, capital deployment, and management incentives are all aligned to produce durable results for the company's owners. Done right, our efforts should produce results for our investors and long-term success for the businesses in which we trust. How do we see their like portfolio? This website is like, it's nothing, bro. You can't even. So when's this from? This is their 13F from like end of year, Q4 25, I think. Is that right? Q4 25. What is this? Could be see later. Wait, I'll come back to that. What is this? The RGC is now charging tolls with rates starting at $1 per barrel of oil. How new is this? No, it's kind of old. Lock in, buddy. 6% of their portfolio is in this ITGR. What is this? What the fuck happened here? What is this? Huh. What else? 3% ALKT. I've never even heard of this shit. ALK. Dude, all these are down bad. They're down on this. SPSC. Jeez, all this is down fucking atrocious. They might have sold. I don't know. You can't. It's like a quarter delayed. It's a quarter delayed. These filings, I believe. This I'm interested in. Now, let's see. I run a capital management as a newly established activist hedge fund co-founded by Elliott investment management veteran Adam Katz. At Elliott, Katz previously successfully led several high-profile activists, including Aloka. Let's see that. If I Google it, will it come up? No. I don't even like know how to research this stuff. Damn. It's I don't know. It's crazy. They're a fucking ghost and there's nothing on it. And I'm obsessed with activist investing right now. It's like I'm obsessed with it. It's like so insanely cool. And we have a video that I want to watch really bad. Really, 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 really bad want to watch it. I really bad want to watch it. It's called The Most Dangerous Investor in the World, Icahn. Carl Icahn. And it's not that long, and we should start watching it and see if it's good because it's it's activist investor video, yeah? I can. It's activist investor, yeah? I want to watch Icahn. Everyone's saying something different. Let's watch a couple minutes. Please.
Many legendary figures emerge from the Wild West of Wall Street. Some are known for their spectacularly good trades, some for their spectacularly bad trades, some for price gouging, some for beating the market for years. But Carl Icahn? Well, he's known for something else.
You don't have the balls to do what I'll tell you to do. Get rid of all of them tomorrow.
I get a call from this Icahn guy, and I'm telling you, he's like the crybaby in the schoolyard. You know, I went to a tough school in Queens that they used to beat up the little Jewish boys, and he was like one of these little Jewish boys crying that the world was taking advantage of him.
Street-smart kid from Brooklyn, Carl Icahn grew up with one goal: make as much money as possible, no matter
Wait, is he have beef with Bill Ackman?
what.
Part of my values is to make money, and I can't change my values. I mean, some people love art, love to paint. If a great painter loves to paint, but you can't, what do you do, criticize him because he likes to paint?
He hustles here and there, but in 1978 he finds his calling. Hostile corporate takeovers, or in other words, taking companies by force. For most, hostile takeovers aren't worth it. They're high-risk plays, very public and bloody affairs. Icahn doesn't mind though, he believes there's money to be made doing it. At first he doesn't mind getting his hands bloody, and it's not long before
Dude, hostile takeovers? Wait. Bill Ackman and Carl Icahn argue.
That Bill Ackman and Carl Icahn brawled live on CNBC over Herbalife. Ackman, of course, short the stock. He called it a pyramid scheme, and that it was heading to zero. Icahn took the other side, then took issue with Ackman himself. Here's how it unfolded that January day as I was hosting halftime from right here at the New York Stock Exchange. The war of words between two hedge fund heavyweights is heating up with Carl Icahn bashing.
Dude, I want to run a hedge fund. I want a hedge fund. I want to run a hedge fund. I want to run a hedge fund.
Over his short position in Herbalife.
Ackman, he does pump and dump. He's got one of the worst reputations on Wall Street. And I'm going to tell you, this Herbalife is a classic example of what he does. And I'm telling you, he's like the crybaby in the schoolyard.
Carl Icahn thought, you know what, this guy's roadkill on the hedge fund highway. I'm never going to have to worry about this kid again. He's not going to even have the resources to sue me. This is not an honest guy, and this is not a guy who keeps his word, and this is a guy who takes advantage of little people.
I mean, I wouldn't have an investment with Ackman if you paid me to do it, if Ackman paid me to do it.
He's not used to someone standing up to him. I told Carl after the whole thing, called me up, and he literally said, you know, Bill, we can be friends now. And I simply said to him, I said, look, Carl, you are no friend of mine, and that was it.
I never said that I want to be friends with you, Bill. I wouldn't be friends with
Oh, this is live. They're going back and forth.
Said to me, you'd like to be friends so that we could invest together.
Carl, I have no interest. Do you think I want to invest with you? Okay, let's
I
move
would
on.
invest with you.
Let's
You're
move
the
on.
last man on earth.
All right, joining us now is Kenneth Squire. He's the founder and president of 13D Monitor and a CNBC contributor. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Can you believe it's been 10 years? I mean, Ackman never realized, and this is really interesting, Ackman never realized that he was right about Herbalife for the wrong reasons. And in this game, that can cost you a great deal of money. What do you make of that statement?
Well, you know, Bill, in an ESG world, it ended up being an amazing ESG investment for him. He lost money on it, but he really believed.
Whoa. I love this shit.
He develops a taste for it.
I like to see the light go out.
Icahn makes corporate takeovers look easy, turning it into an art.
Of the people in his business, people in the business of taking over companies.
What's the most famous hostile takeover of all time?
There's no one who is more persistent and more determined in what they do than he is.
And takeover Icahn did, company after company, with ruthless efficiency.
How do I find a friend on Wall Street? Mr. Icahn suggested you'd be better off buying a dog.
As he rakes in fortunes, the media dubs him a corporate raider, stunned by his systematic conquering of company after company.
TWA's in-house
And some whiff
magazine ran a
CTO.
story called "Who's Afraid of Carl Icahn?"
Behind closed doors, firms whisper about Carl. Every management division has heard of his bloodlust, and they shiver at the thought of being acquired by Icahn. They wait and watch, but just like a shark, by the time you notice him, it is already too late. Carl Icahn is born in a poor neighborhood in Queens, New York, a single child of two teachers. His upbringing can only be described as harsh. He grows up tough as nails on the mean streets of New York. As a young Jew, he's often picked on and frequently gets into fights. Carl learns quick to jab, dive, and ultimately what it takes to survive. His father is distant and detached, a cantor by trade. His inability to fulfill his dream of being a professional singer left him a bitter man.
My father was never able to accomplish anything. He was a strange guy. I never respected him.
Icahn's mother, Bella,
That's fucking dark.
is two sides of a coin. She loves her son and cares for him, but can also be demanding and domineering.
My dad fucking sucks and he's retarded. I hate him. Like, Jesus.
Other ways, you want him to go to medical school? But they were both very intense people.
He had a tough childhood.
The only family member Carl admires is his uncle Elliot, an entrepreneur. You see, Elliot lives in Scarsdale, another city in New York, but when Icahn visits, it's like he's entering a whole new world. His eyes sparkle as he enters. Big houses, fast cars, maids that wait on people hand and foot. While the opulent life is something Carl's father hates with a passion, Carl himself instantly recognizes that this is the way to live. From the beginning, Elliot is like a big brother to Carl and nurtures his wild dream of becoming rich. But how to actually achieve it? How can the boy who has nothing become one of the richest men alive?
What's his net worth?
So I really wanted to get out of there. I was real smart in school, and I had good marks. I took the college boards, and I think I did the best in Queens or something on it.
With his ambition lit, Carl starts defying the odds from a young age. A bookworm by nature, he does extremely well in school.
Net worth
While he goes to
mods!
the local grade school, he's offered a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a scholarship to Woodmere Academy, an illustrious private school, a rare offer, and to Carl, it's his first chance to really go somewhere. All he needs is his parents to sign off. But when he hands the offer to his parents, they forbid it, concerned over the values he'd be exposed to. A blow to the gut, but Carl doesn't give up. Later, he applies to Ivy League universities. No one in the history of his high school has ever been accepted into an Ivy League university. It just doesn't happen, but it does.
2x on 5 bill is a pretty big mog, brother.
For Icahn, and he gets accepted into all of them. And he decides to go to Princeton.
#1 among schools listed in the National Universities category.
I got y'all.
Although clearly talented at it, Carl's tired of betting on the fate of acquisitions from the sidelines. He wants to play, and one day in the 1970s he gets an idea. Carl has seen acquisitions drive up stock prices and make shareholders like himself money time and time again. His big idea is, instead of betting on the odds of a company acquiring another, he wants to take a more hands-on approach. He wants to get in early, scoop up cheap shares of underperforming companies, and then orchestrate a takeover. The best part? Carl already has a target in mind.
But we believe the company was very undervalued, and Tappan fit the program for me, where I was embarking on activism. Could be a takeover candidate, being blocked by, the CEO and the board. CEO was a very strong personality, but I don't think he knew much about the business.
On January the 5th, 1978, Icahn makes his first move. He picks up the phone and he calls Tappan CEO Donald Blasius. The two exchange pleasantries. Icahn says he's just calling to introduce himself and that he's bought some shares of Tappan on behalf of his clients and himself. In fact, Icahn tells Donald he might even be making a sizable investment in Tappan down the road, and he thought it best to give him a heads up now. Of course, Icahn wouldn't want to startle Donald with a sudden purchase of shares. Finally, Icahn asks some innocent questions about the firm before hanging up the phone. Donald thinks nothing of the call, another large stockbroker buying on behalf of clients. One can only imagine Icahn grinning devilishly. It had been easier than he thought. Like any good tactician, he presents himself to Donald as polite, friendly, and maybe even a bit slow. In truth, however, Icahn is only patting his back to find a good spot for the knife. Almost 2 months pass before Carl calls Donald a second time. Since then, he's done exactly what he said he would. He's bought drastically more shares and says he's betting on Tappan being taken over or bought out. But when asked if Icahn personally intended on executing a takeover, Icahn assured Donald that they were not in the takeover business. Straight after the call, he buys even more shares, increasing his stake to $3 million. Now that Donald trusts Carl, Carl keeps testing him. On May the 9th, Carl hosts a meeting with Tappan management and tries to arrange a marriage between Tappan and another huge appliance company. But Blasius won't have it, and the deal falls through. So, Icahn goes on the offensive. He buys even more shares. At this point, he owns 5% of Tappan. Again, Carl soothes Blasius' suspicions by assuring him again that this isn't the start of a takeover. Meanwhile, Carl eagerly keeps trying to find companies who'll buy the company. So long as Tappan gets bought out, Carl is bound to make a tidy profit. Issue is, Donald and the rest of Tappan management won't have it. On the 20th of February 1979, almost a year since he bought his first shares in Tappan, Icahn unveils his killer move. He calls Donald Blasius and he asks for the unthinkable. Icahn asks to be added to the board of directors. A cold, calculated play. Icahn being a director would mean he has a say in how the company is run. Donald sees Icahn as a barbarian at the gate and sternly refuses. Icahn simply shrugs. You either give him what he wants or he takes it, and the time for asking is over.
Whoa.
For the first time in the more than year-long saga, Tappan strikes back. Likely threatened by the more brazen attacks by Icahn, Donald Blasius, CEO and head of the board, rallies his directors and launches a missile. They are going to issue preferred shares. Normal shares usually get 1 vote each, but preferred shares are like shares on steroids, where 1 preferred share can give you 2, 5, 10 votes each. If Tappan succeeds in creating these shares, then they'll have more control over the vote, and it's game over for Icahn. But to create these shares on steroids, it needs to pass a vote first, one amongst all shareholders. The vote is scheduled to take place in 1 month. It's little time. Icahn's on the back foot, and the stage is set for one final confrontation. The pressure's on. Millions of dollars are on the line, but it's more than that. Everything's at stake for Icahn. His reputation, his clients, and most of all, the priceless satisfaction of winning. And so, with everything on the line, Icahn drops the facade once and for all. He uses the ace tucked away in his sleeve. He declares war. Proxy war. A soon-to-be trademark Icahn move. He writes an open letter to all the shareholders of Tappan asking for their vote to elect him as a director. And he does it by raking Tappan management over hot coals. He also dangles the mouth-watering profits shareholders could receive if Tappan was acquired. According to Icahn, if Tappan is acquired, shareholders would more than double their investment. How can they say no? And when the day of the vote rolls around, Icahn has been successful in riling up the shareholders and turning them against management. The steroid shares idea never seems sees the light of day, and feeling the pressure, management cave and reluctantly make Icahn a director. There's still skirmishes now that Icahn's rubbing shoulders with his rivals, but Tappan's fate was sealed the moment they let the fox in the henhouse, now called unstoppable, and before long, Tappan sold to Electrolux, a Swedish multinational. Icahn makes out like a bandit, raking in a $2.7 million profit, doubling his initial investment in 2 years. Even better, he did exactly what he said he would, and his clients and the Tappan shareholders, now suddenly richer, revere him like a god. And if all that wasn't enough, that same year he gets married to Liba Trebal, a 20-year-old ballerina who gets pregnant 8 months later.
If that wasn't enough,
Amidst all the celebrating, the shaking of hands and clinking of glasses, Icahn slips away somewhere quiet. His confidence in his takeover idea has been bolstered by his recent success, and he's already got the next victim in sight. What's happened to Donald, you ask? Well, he doesn't last long at the new Tappan. Lastly, as the saying goes, if you can't beat him, join him. A good sport, Tappan president Dick Tappan thanks Icahn. He too was enriched.
nah, his name is not Dick Tappan. That is not true. That is not his name. Dick Tappan? Seriously? Dick Tappan?
Well, he doesn't last long at the new Tappan. Lastly, as the saying goes, if you can't beat him, join him. A good sport, Tappan president Dick Tappan thanks Icahn. He too was enriched by the takeover and saw how if done right, could reap huge rewards. So he invests in Icahn's future conquests. You know his only regret? That he didn't invest more. After Tappan, Carl Icahn goes on the war path.
Carl Icahn is back in the news. Icahn is the man who's been changing the face of American business with his threatened...
This is fucking sick. Open letter,
He
huh?
bought his first small company, Bayswater Realty. Next came a series of lawsuits and raids on some big names, like Marshall Field, Hammer Paper, Dan River, and American Can, Phillips Petroleum, Uniroyal, and TWA.
TWA.
Carl Icahn had 17 or 18 practice runs before he started in on us.
Recently, he arranged a blockbuster deal to take over Trans World Airlines. The price is now close to $1 billion, which he's still raising.
Icahn managed to get something TWA's management could not get, labor concessions.
Carl Icahn unfair to flight attendants. He was seen as ruthless because he fired people, slashed salaries, cut routes.
The management of TWA, it's true, should have done this a long time ago.
And as the company went into bankruptcy, siphoned off money for himself.
I own it. It's my money. I worry about the bottom line, because if I lose, you know, I'm answerable to my bank account.
Texaco and rest.
ACF Industries, chairman of the board of Trans World Airlines. He is the largest shareholder in Texaco, holding 17.3% of Texaco's outstanding stock, and also the largest shareholder in U.S. Steel.
Motorola.
Motorola is a perfect example of how Carl
Holy
Icahn operates.
fuck.
First, he chooses a company he thinks is poorly run and trading below value. 2 years ago, he started buying up millions of shares of Motorola. Now he controls over $1 billion worth of stock.
Wow. The open letter, dude, is so... This is what Burry did with fucking GameStop. Okay, wait. Hedge fund billionaire Carl Icahn lost over $6 billion yesterday. What the fuck? Shares in Icahn Enterprise fell 20% after short seller Heidenberg Research took aim. Heidenberg Fund. Legendary corporate raider and activist Carl Icahn finds himself on the wrong side of a familiar battle. Short selling investment Icahn. Short selling investment firm Heidenberg Research, led by 38-year-old Nate Anderson, took aim at the 87. That feels mean. 87-year-old Carl, publicly traded holding company. His fortune fell over 35% from 18 billion to 12. It doesn't even say what happened.
Sue, could we call this a battle of the activist times?
Yeah, you certainly could. In fact, this very negative report is entitled Icahn Enterprises, the corporate radar
Icahn.
throwing stones from his own glass house, unquote. And one of Icahn's former battle participants, call him rival Bill Ackman, tweeted about the karmic quality of this report, calling it must reading. You're looking at this stock price, which dropped dramatically as the report hit the tape. It was a huge hit also to Icahn's personal fortune, an estimated loss of about $10 billion. This after Hindenburg claimed that his company is overvalued. In fact, Carl Icahn, known for starting many a corporate brawl, is being accused of a lack of transparency here. The report says, quote, "We think Icahn, a legend on Wall Street, has made a classic mistake of taking on too much leverage in the face of distant losses, a combination that rarely ends well," unquote. Specifically, Hindenburg, the activist short seller, is saying it raises questions about the size of Icahn Enterprises' dividend yields and, importantly, the way it has been financed in recent years. It says it used a Ponzi-like economic structure, using money taken in from new investors to pay out dividends to old investors. Now, Icahn hit back with his own criticisms of the report in a denial of the claims within hours, saying, quote, "We stand by our public disclosures. We believe strongly in hedging our position to mitigate risk, especially in markets that we are living in."
So he just bundled supply, huh? What is IEP? Oh. Wow. Was a legendary one though. Ripto must have fucking 20x almost. But wow. This is the moment right here. This was the fucking, yeah, this was it. To Trini Bonavia, I just saw that. I was on my phone. Wow, this thing dumped at 70 fucking %. Fuck it. I'm down to watch the launch, Artemis launch. I don't even really like know what it is. We're going to the moon. I guess I know what it is. What's the context on this? I haven't really been following. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Pick up the poll at that time, unless there's something else that you're aware of.
No, sir. Let's verify.
When's the last time I went to the moon?
Complete, and I would like one last check of our constraints list.
All right. Let's see. OTC, are you still waiting for ComConfig?
50 years?
Confirm, sir. Okay. Is that your only open item?
Yeah, OTC. This is CVSC. That 400 step 290 is complete.
We haven't gone since.
Okay. So OTC, you're complete with all of your work.
That's affirmed.
All right. Copy that. STC
STC is complete.
and GTC.
GTC is complete.
Okay, excellent. All right, and LPE, just want to verify we have.
Why have we never gone
open
since?
Constraints at this time.
No open constraints. We have a clear board, sir.
Okay, tracking the same here. And launch director, with that,
What?
we are clear and
What do you
ready
mean
to,
cost too much?
Pick up the launch readiness poll with your go.
Huh?
All right, sir. I am go for the poll.
Not war.
All right.
Jesus.
And for all personnel, this is the
High
entity
cost?
conducting the Artemis II launch readiness check. Verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC,
GTC is go.
STC,
STC is go.
GTC,
C's go.
MCO,
CO's go.
Safety Console,
The safety council is go.
Wow, this is
LPE.
terrifying. Market
LP's
booming.
go.
RTD,
RTD's go.
Houston Flight,
Houston flight is go.
ROC,
Rock is go.
and CDR.
What market?
Cruise go.
Copy that. Thank you, Reed. And Launch Director NTD, our launch team is ready to proceed at this time.
All right, NTD, I copy all. At this time, I'll perform my poll. Attention on the net. This is the launch director.
150,000 people
performing the
watching
final
is crazy.
poll for launch. Verify no constraints and go for launch. EGS, Program Chief Engineer.
Artemis Chief Engineers are go.
Copy, thank you. EGS, Chief Safety Officer.
The Artemis CSOs are go.
Copy, thank you. Range weather.
Launch weather is go.
Damn it. Does anyone here like go to fucking space school?
Artemis, MMT Chair.
Or no?
MMTs go.
Thank you, John. And Integrity Launch Director.
Good to hear your voice, Charlie. PLT. Thank you, Charlie. This is Victor.
Yeah, any astronauts in the chat?
MS1.
Tulip King, how big of a deal is this?
We are going for our teammates.
MS2.
Tulip King, how big of a deal is this?
This is Jeremy. We are going for all humanity. All right, Charlie, your Artemis 2 crew is go for launch.
Do they know they have an echo?
Send.
Your dad worked on this?
I copy that. Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. On this historic mission, you take with you the heart of this Artemis team, the daring spirit of the American people, and our partners across the globe.
This would be the furthest humans have ever
and
gone
our
away from
hopes
Earth.
and
Didn't they
dreams
just go to the
of
moon
a new
already though?
generation.
Bored Ape Guy
Good
worked
luck.
on... No, he did not.
Godspeed, Artemis 2.
Franklin?
Let's go.
Godspeed. Is it going right now?
And NTD Launch Director.
That was inspiring, actually.
Wait, launch director?
Yes, sir.
Space has boring
You have a
aura?
go to proceed with countdown.
Copy that. I'll put it in work. CDR, NTD.
Go.
Figure risers and initiate short purge per your EPROC 10.1.1, steps 8 and 9.
10.1.1, 8 and 9 going to work.
Copy. CVSE, NTD. Start and verify recordings of our Orion cameras.
They land till 2028?
Thank you.
What?
RSR, NTD.
RSR.
All right, perform the booster ignition SNA arm rotation. Enable at this time, please.
RSR in work.
They land in 10
Booster
days.
ignition SNA arm rotation enable complete.
Who was that, bro?
Copy that. Thank you.
Integrity crew, close and lock visors.
Damn, I'd tweak about a 5-hour flight. It's just 10 days. Bro, they don't know how to make a good stream. Chuck will talk about NASA, right? I don't know, bro. What's the poly market on it? Hardcore, avant-garde? Huh.
And as we've been hearing the NASA test director poll complete, the launch director poll complete as well. Good words from the crew. Teams have been given the blessing to proceed with the count. We are awaiting terminal count to pick up once the new T0 has been set.
We got 1.8 M watching this.
Worked through that issue, looked at the data, and cleared it. All with the world watching.
You think they're view botting? I don't think they're view botting, bro. Really?
So we have a 2-hour window, which starts in just a few minutes.
2 hours?
6:24 p.m. Eastern Time and goes until 8:24 p.m. Eastern Time.
And ECL NTD will be waiting for your verification on the short purge.
ECL copies.
And for all personnel, once we get that short purge verification,
2 hours, bro.
We'll verify that we are clear to go, and then we'll proceed with the terminal count.
Rocket looking vintage as fuck. Wait, my mom had an affair with a famous Canadian astronaut's brother? Damn, sorry to hear that, bro. I didn't even know Canada like had astronauts.
About a minute.
Copy.
I mean, I don't know. Was like, did Canada ever been to the moon?
So we're going into the launch window, but not by much, it looks like. Just wrapping up some final work. And once that's completed, you'll hear NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding ask for the ground launch sequencer operator to go ahead and start the clock. The ground launch sequencer is an application software. It runs on top of the launch control system in the firing room, acts like a conductor of an orchestra, executing hundreds of commands in precise order and timing. It's all autonomous.
NTD CCL 212, short purge initiations.
Canada arm with a 50
All right,
million
copy
KD
that,
robotic
and we're
arm.
verifying our constraints.
Use a NASA space shuttle to deploy, capture, and pair satellites. Whoa. This is crazy.
All right, and we're clear from cutouts. And with that, we're going to resume the clock momentarily.
Bro, they keep saying this.
And CGLS, you can resume the clock on your mark.
GLS copies. 3, 2, 1, mark. GLS mainline has been initiated.
T-minus 10 minutes and counting.
And that begins terminal count. Our new T0 is 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis 2.
I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
From now on, you're going to hear two voices on the loops.
I can do
if
this.
everything goes nominally, NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding, who's directly managing the launch team, and Alex Bendelos, the GLS operator who closely monitors the software.
Whoa, let's go. We fucking bumped a minute. How many viewers? 140,000. Wow. Should I sub?
There you heard confirmation of the exact T0, 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. Again, our T0 is 6:35 and 12 seconds
let me get up real quick. BRB.
Eastern Time. But as I was saying, there's no launch button. This is autonomous. But there is a button that keeps you from launching, and that button allows the GLS operator to pause the countdown outside of terminal count and during terminal count and submit a hold to the next holding point. So the clock won't stop right away. If there's an issue, we'll go to the next stable holding point. This is how GLS configures the rocket and ground systems to a stable point where they can stop the countdown if that's needed. But right now, we are counting down. Our next big milestone, looking to retract the crew access arm.
GLS is go for crew access arm retract.
And there you see the crew access arm moving away. That's the path that the astronauts took to ingress into the rocket. Until this point, that was their way off the pad if they needed to evacuate. But now with that arm retracting, the backup transitions to a launch abort system. And they'll begin arming that shortly. Of course, the launch abort system, great shot there of the crew access arm retracting away. The launch abort system is the tower at the top, and that's what would pull Orion and its crew off the top of the rocket
7 minutes, wow.
in case of an emergency, whether it's on the ground or in flight. This is critical safety hardware that protects.
This is
the
kind of like
lives
W
of the
America.
astronauts.
I'm not gonna lie. This is some fucking beautiful. Does look a little bit old, but
Starting at T-minus 6 minutes.
it's boring. They won't land on the moon, bro. They're launching a fucking rocket into space.
Systems online, starting
Brother.
with core stage pressurization.
They're launching a fucking rocket into space. Raspberry viewer.
weather is 90% go. The range is go. All systems
Funny, this
are
is
go.
2 weeks before SpaceX IPO. Whoa. We didn't even get to talk about that
GLS
yet.
is
We
go
might just
for
talk about
core
that
stage
tomorrow.
tank pressurization.
That means the replenish valve for the liquid hydrogen tank has now closed, and that tank is beginning to pressurize to flight levels because that hydrogen is naturally boiling inside the tank.
Where is this taking place?
We'll get the liquid oxygen tank a little later in the count.
In the meantime,
Now the team is
SpaceX
waiting
did
for
announce their IPO,
verification
which is
that,
crazy.
if needed, the Artemis II crew could use the launch abort system to pull Orion
under
safely
review.
off the top of the rocket.
It's on
in an
track for a
emergency.
June listing.
Let's listen in for that call.
$1.5 trillion.
GLS verifies last capability available.
And CDR, do you copy?
This is pretty crazy. I'm just gonna say
CDR
largest
class available.
relevant, largest private funding rounds.
That's
OpenAI.
great news, and you heard the NTD verify
Blow
that
off
with the
top.
commander of the mission.
Is this the Pico top? I don't know.
GLS is go for FTS arm.
Now
$1.5
work is
trillion.
being done to arm the flight termination
SpaceX IPO.
system.
Insane.
This is so the range safety can send a flight termination command if the rocket flies too far off track. There's a brief built-in delay, so the launch abort system has time to pull the astronauts to safety first.
Damn, this is actually electric. I feel fucking patriotic as hell right now.
All right, the high flow bleed check. That's so the cryo team gets verification that the RS-25 engines, all 4 of them, are in the proper temperature range for launch.
Dude, look at this tweet in the meantime. Look at this fucking tweet. Look at this. Pulling funds off drift. Something isn't right here 5 hours ago. Holy fuck.
GLS is go for core stage APU start.
Got out.
Core stage APUs start. Those are auxiliary power units.
20 minutes before the
High-speed
exchange of MIA.
turbines, which provide pressure to hydraulic pumps that steer the RS-25 engines. We're going to see a gimbal test a little later at T-minus 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is what allows that to happen.
Was this just luck? No way you spend your free time monitoring Sol's blockchain. Do you have other hobby suggestions? This is crazy.
Coming up in about 20 seconds.
Saw rate spikes,
Listen
100
for
billions
go
withdrawn to a
for
fresh
purge
wallet.
Sequence 4. That's a helium purge of the 4 core stage engines downstream of the propellant valve. This gets all the
Dude,
air and moisture out of there.
1,000 viewers. Three minutes.
GLS is go for purge sequence 4.
Moving through the milestones. All is looking good. Coming
More
up
viewers in the World Cup
just
is
a few
combined.
seconds, we're going to get that thrust vector control actuator test.
Extreme has 1.5
This
mil.
is a
That's
gimbling of the
clicks, not
engines.
live. It's clicks. It's a weird. I don't like how they do it, but
There are the 4 RS-25s, 3 of them shuttle heritage, 1 of them built from shuttle parts. And there you see them moving.
no Pete Grapel on board.
Now we're going to start moving the power.
Imagine like a powered by
both the upper
Coinbase
stage and the lower
on
stage
this
of the
thing.
rocket to internal, taking ground power away and now going to battery power.
GLS is go for upper stage internal power.
All right, power is removed from the rocket's upper stage, the ICPS, and it's been switched to battery. Same milestone for the lower core stage coming up at T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds. Right now, the 4-person Artemis II crew is
No way, is this real?
248,000 miles.
We're going back to the frickin'.
Why do you want to be here? Why do you love space? Why do you love being a part of history?
We're going back to the frickin' moon, that's why.
Hell yeah, brother! Hell yeah! Go back to the fucking moon, man.
There's no more hold time because there's no more margin on these batteries. So we would have to recycle back to T-10 to recharge if we had a hold.
Trump has discussed firing Attorney General Pam Bondi. I heard that. I did see that. Dow is no longer 50K. The use is obsolete.
Right now, the rocket does not know what the T0 is, but coming up at T-33 seconds, control shifts from the ground launch sequencer to the rocket's onboard
is this gonna go or are they gonna stop it?
sequencer, or ALS. The rocket will count itself down.
The rocket does
but
not
honor
know.
any holds that could come from the ground. Now, shortly after liftoff, Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague Gary Jordan will take over commentary.
GLS go for ALS.
Holy fuck.
Great
This
call
is
out.
insane.
The rocket is on its own. 4 brave explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket
Holy fuck.
NASA has ever launched.
Where's the count? Where's the timer?
Sound suppression water is flowing.
15.
Where's the timer?
Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis II now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Good roll pitch.
Roger, roll
Wow.
pitch.
Houston now controlling the
How fast is it going?
Artemis 2 mission around the moon.
Wow.
Integrity
Godspeed.
AMT high.
My fellow Americans.
On time passes
God
5 seconds.
fucking speed.
Integrity passes the alternate.
Wow.
Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the main engines.
How do I know it's not AI?
Core stage. Integrity 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
Imagine one coin you held one time did this. Wow. Godspeed, man. God fucking speed. I feel patriotic as fuck right now.
Mission elapsed time passing 1 minute. Approaching.
Look at that thing.
On, Ponce de Leon.
That can't be good for the ozone layer, huh?
Clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis II mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
Wow. This is, yeah.
1 minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time.
2,600 miles an hour.
Engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation expected at the 2-minute 9-second mark.
195,000 people watching on Twitch.
We see throttle down. Confirmed separation. Main engines throttling up.
Wow.
Converged.
Damn. NASA's cool as fuck. Is NASA? No. NASA's not public.
Integrity, guidance converged, performance nominal, upper stage RCS ready.
What is this?
Copy all, Stan.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
Wait.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state ahead of service module fairing separation. Minutes into the flight. Integrity 49 miles in altitude, 78 miles downrange, now passing 5,000 miles per hour.
There's a ticker top left of that cam. What are you talking about? Where? What do you mean there's a ticker?
Standing by.
5,000 miles an hour?
Houston Integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Nothing better than hearing an American-ass astronaut like on the Voice saying like, "God bless, brother."
We see
One
the same on
small
board,
step
Stan.
for man, one huge step for
And
mankind.
Houston has you loud and clear on Tidris at the Carmen line.
Nothing like that.
Outstanding, Stan. We have you the same.
Wow.
3 minutes 50 seconds into the flight of Artemis 2.
They want you to be long
Cook,
oil
Hansen
and
crossed the
Doomer short
boundary to space
America,
with
but
good
I
comm
just
checks.
won't do
GPS
it.
signals acquired after last jettison now working on internal checks to verify accuracy.
I won't do it.
Flight dynamics officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes
Damn.
2 seconds. Time
I
of
would
MECO.
never short America. Longing oil is treason. How many barrels in a rocket launch?
Integrity, GPS processing.
3,000 barrels of rocket grade kerosene.
Outstanding, Stan. We see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Wait. I'm gonna ask. Sol was a short, not Farquhar. No, you're wrong. Because Sol went up
Approaching 5
first.
minutes
Because
into
they
the
had
flight,
to
Commander Reed
sell
Wiseman
into Sol.
confirms he has visuals of his
Okay, if a
destination.
rocket
GPS guidance,
launch
navigation, and control software finishes
requires
internal checks and sends
3,000
to
barrels
navigation
of
channels.
kerosene. Try to convert that into
Integrity,
barrels of
3 engine
crude oil.
press.
What would be the equivalent?
3 engine press.
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis 2 mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry
30,000
Integrity to
barrels
a
of
nominal
crude.
main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing 4 good
1.5
engines here in
million
Mission
gallons
Control
of crude
Houston.
for a single launch.
Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, looking good at 6 minutes.
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster officer will soon report the shutdown plan to Flight Director Judd Friedling, expected at
Best
the 7-minute mark.
too long.
Integrity, 78 miles in
Can
altitude.
you long this as like a
460
commodity
miles downrange.
kerosene or no?
Integrity, expect nominal shutdown.
Integrity copies nominal shutdown.
VLO.
6 minutes 40.
Wow, you can
seconds
make
of
money on
mission elapsed
fucking
time.
anything,
Shutdown
huh?
plan is as
Holy
expected.
fuck.
Again, the
What
time
the
of MECO was
fuck,
confirmed
man?
at 8
Are you
minutes
fucking
2 seconds
kidding
into
me?
the flight.
When was this announced?
Seven minutes of mission elapsed time.
Wow. Markets are awesome. Look at this. This is probably where it was
Down
announced, huh?
As we approach the abort once around option.
Wow.
Milestone at the 7-minute,
GG,
30
God
second
bless
mark.
America, and good luck. Crazy they have a
94
fucking
miles in
stream up here.
altitude, 650
God bless America. Bro, it's AI. Notice how no clips only in 15 seconds. Crazy. Whoa. Amazon talks about satellite group. I won't hate. I can't hate on it. It's patriotic. I can't hate on it. But you know what I can do? You know what I can do, chat? Do you know what I can do? Rock the stream! Oh, this is a fun one. I'm not gonna lie. We still have a bunch of topics we didn't get to cover. We didn't get to cover today. We're 4 minutes overdue. My 3 hours is up, guys. I mean, give me a fucking break. We are well over my 3 hours. I'm 4 minutes and 59 seconds over it. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Trump's speech tonight. It's a big deal. It's a big one. That means tomorrow's stream is gonna be electric. And there's no way I'm streaming this speech. I'm tired. I gotta go to the gym. Are we watching Trump together? No. But I'll do you something even better. Is you get to watch it on Rasmer's stream. Wow. Movie. Hey, W Rasmer viewers. W Rasmer viewers. All 158 of y'all. W Rasmer viewers. Dead ass, man. W Rasmer viewers across the board. We didn't really hit SpaceX IPO. We didn't hit the scientist missing, which is crazy. And we didn't hit Buffett, which will all hit tomorrow. On top of whatever fuckery is about to get announced tonight. So, look. All I know is that every old person I've ever talked to, every person I've ever spoken to that is retired and that's finished their career, nobody has ever wished they monitored the situation less. I'll tell you that much. Nobody has ever wished no one has ever wished they monitored the situation less, ever. In the history of time, it was always valuable to monitor it. I can't even speak anymore. That's how I've talked for 3 hours straight. Nobody's ever wished they monitored it less. Ever. So I'm gonna do you guys a favor, and I'm gonna send you into Rasmer's stream. Woo! Rasmer, yay! I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm live every day at 3:30 p.m. PST. I'll see you tomorrow. It's gonna be an important. I can't even talk anymore. It's gonna be an important stream. Every stream's an important stream. I love you all. I appreciate y'all so much. I'll see you when I see you. I'll catch you when I catch you. Have a great rest of your day. I love you, motherfuckers. Peace. I'm sorry for doing this. I'm sorry.